acquiring. Here we go. All right, and we are back, and we do have Dutch live with us.
Hey, people.
Oh man, yeah. I guess the router just needed to be restarted and shit. Gotta start doing that. Gotta start doing that before I It's gotta be part of the prep process at this point, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bitch, the routers.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah.
So glad the internet tech over here is pretty good.
Yeah, the internet tech over here is it could be a lot better. Could be a lot better.
Switch over to a new provider. I got a 1515 upload download speed.
Megabytes?
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to check.
Oh man.
Hold on. Oh, you know what? I'll send you the speed test.
Okay. Oh man.
They updated it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. It's speed test beta. Entire new thing.
Oh. Man, yeah. The best upload I got is like I think 3 MPS.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those God, I'd even mention it.
Let's see, share. I need a link. Web. Oh no. No, you. Nope. The sharing is not
my download is about 98 on average. The upload is about 5 MPS. What was yours?
No, it is Mbit. At the moment, I'm at 144.85 for download and 15.47 for upload.
Oh wow!
And that's the medium package I got.
Oh geez, man. Hey, your internet's better than mine. There's
it's
no
better
doubt
than most
about
Americans.
It. Oh my god! Well, the fact that they didn't go fiber optic is just fucking insane.
Yeah, you gotta wait until Google does it.
Yeah, we have to wait for Google. Like we had this opportunity to actually have it, and no, they decided that what they really needed to do was prop up the phone companies. They had to prop up Ma Bell, and you're like, what are they going to do with that money? And it turns out what they're going to do with that money is buy up the cable company. Like they didn't even fix the infrastructure that they got all the public money for because it was no strings attached.
Yep. So that's the problem. It's the big companies who are making up the rules right now in the States.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. And it's really fucking frustrating because you're just like, you have to understand, like, they don't do what is best for industry. They do what is best for what they think is best for their personal coffers.
Yep.
You know, like, as bad as Google gets, at least it cares about enough of the internet to make a difference. You know, like, just enough. But I'm not like I'm not rosy-eyed, you know, about Google.
Well, it has its ups and it has its downs. Let's say YouTube, it has a lot of downs, and with other stuff, it has a lot of ups.
Yeah, it's got a lot of ups, it's got a lot of downs. YouTube is obviously in this weird transition. I think that if YouTube was really smart, do you know what it would do? It would. Are you ever seen the site VidMe?
I think I did. You mean the subscription, just like Nostalgia Critic has?
Kind of, yeah. Basically, the idea with VidMe is that you can donate to any video producer,
Mm-hmm.
like just on the video itself. And I'm like, if YouTube's smart, it'll do that. Because we've already got the super chat, right? Like that's already essentially it, but just for the stream. Just put that on all the videos.
See, that's a pretty good idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, yeah. You know, because YouTube was built on a theory of fuck the advertisers.
Yep.
You know, so let's just go to the next level with it. You know?
Yeah, actually. And the entire advertiser thing is holding me back for actually making my own video at the moment, but next to something else. But I will. You know, I should upload to VidMe also if I make the video.
Yeah, I'm actually considering it.
Well, you could do both.
Suppose I could.
Because I know Channel Awesome, they do actually both. They do VidMe and they do YouTube. Critics' own videos usually go up sooner on VidMe, and a couple of days later they go up on YouTube.
Oh, is that what they're doing now?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Let's see.
Means you get a wider audience. You have the audience on VidMe and you have the audience on YouTube, and you can always put up a little warning on VidMe for, hey, I'm going to stream on YouTube right now, so come on over there.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I gotta imagine that most VidMe users are also YouTube watchers. You know, I can't imagine that if you go to if you know about VidMe, you don't know about YouTube.
True. But yeah, nothing is holding you back to do both.
No, there really isn't. And yeah, the only thing is hours in the day.
True. It'll take a little while to upload to both.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me check something.
I'll sign up.
All right. Bunch of shop upgrade. Comcast Xfinity. Yeah, because I use Comcast. God damn it. Not like.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm working on doing a VidMe Minds only podcast and dropping on YouTube a couple weeks later. I don't know if that. I would just go ahead and do it. You know, I wouldn't even wait. Like, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I had a big rash on my forehead. It was going on the side of my eyes and under my eyes, so I was waiting until that cleared up a little bit.
Oh, so you're like, don't look at me. I'm hideous. Yeah, like that kind of thing.
I'm always hideous, but I was a little bit more hideous. But yeah, it was looking like I had a constant dandruff problem on my face.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Yep.
Wait, what do you
it's
mean?
clearing up.
Say that again?
It's clearing up, so that's good.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Download speeds of up to 75 Mbps. Okay. So if I currently pay... Come on, you bastards. Yeah, looking up internet stats. Like this is fucking riveting. I know. Okay, so the next tier up is $150 per month.
Ouch.
Yeah, and that's 250 Mbps.
I pay about $50 a month.
Yeah, and how much? And you have like how much?
150.
Wow.
Let's say the one below that is 330. You pay about $30.
330?
Yeah. Free
Wow.
upload, 30 download. So I'd say move to the Netherlands. We've got good internet
Jesus.
over here.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah, like I don't get it. Like I'm mad because I'm like, didn't we fucking invent internet over here? Like, didn't we? Isn't that like something we did? We were like, hey, we made internet. Let's make
Have fun.
best internet.
Use it.
Yeah.
The best internet is in Korea.
Oh, really?
How else are all those players going to win in those online tournaments?
Oh, yeah. Good point. Good point. Oh, jeez. I'm just... Oh, fuck, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. You know? I don't know what to say other than I'm pissed. I'm mad. You know, why? Why so much for goddamn internet? You know, you bastards, you piece of shit.
You got corporations in your politics. You shouldn't get corporations in your politics. That's the whole problem.
Yeah, it is the whole problem. Good God. Extreme 250 for $150.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can't move up to that for a while. Man, Jesus Christ. And like, well, here's the thing that's really annoying. For a while, Google has been trying to get Fios installed.
Mm-hmm.
They have been trying to get it installed, but you know who keeps stopping them? The cable company.
Mm-hmm.
The cable company keeps stalling them. Like, they take them to court. They're like, we own the copper. They're like, we don't care. Like, who's got the right to dig where? They fucking get... Oh, thank you. Oh, we just got a new subscriber. The 3 Random G. The 3 Random guys apparently just subscribed to the channel. I don't know.
Well, 3 Random guys, welcome.
Well, 3 Random guys, thank you very much. Man.
You know, you want to know something? There is a third packet. Can't get it because of my connection over here.
Mm-hmm.
That is 330, which is about $76 a month.
That's about what I pay. I pay that for a lot, apparently for a lot less.
And then you get internet and TV, cable TV.
God damn it. Well, let's see. Fiber uptime, custom phone features. Wait. Fiber phones and managed services. Internet, business internet. Fiber optic internet. All right. Compare internet services. Let's check it out. Let's see. Upload 5 MP. Fiber is 100 to 100. That's pretty awesome. Hardware is loaned. All right, what do you charge for this? You sons of bitches. You jackals.
They will ask a lot.
Yeah.
And then you have to get rid of Comcast, which will be a bitch also.
Yeah. Good point. Well, let's see. Fastmetrics Fiber delivers to San Francisco, Bay Area, and LA businesses. Fastmetrics Fiber Internet powers the operations of blah, 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 blah. Who gives a shit? Oh, that's fucking bullshit. I don't... Give me... Where's the money? Show me the money. What do you want? How much... Why? Jesus Christ. Fucking stop being Americans and just fucking give me the money. Show me the money. It's something I fucking hate. I don't know if it's specifically an American problem, but I really hate the fact that talking about money is considered to be taboo. And I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? Like, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to seem ostentatious. Ostentatious? You're a fucking file clerk. Nothing about you is ostentatious. Stop it.
I think it's a Western problem, to be honest.
Yeah, I could see that. Fastmetrics saves us $6,000 on... get a bundle quote. You got it. Okay, fine. All right. Wait, you have to... You can't just... oh, God.
And I think this GIF is rather appropriate right now.
Yeah. All right, get a bundle quote. Yeah, let me see this GIF. Yeah, check this out. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this is right now is my life. This is my life right now. This is no. I think you perfectly like fucking summed up like you just yes. All right. For those of you at home, let's all right, first of all, for those of you at home, let's oh, there we go. There's the button. Come on. Come on. It's show and folder. That's right. Who's a GIF? Who's a fucking GIF? This right now is my life. You know, just I don't understand why it's like, hey, let's give you a quote. And I'm like, I got a better idea. Why don't you just tell me how much it costs? You know, like, why don't you just tell me? That's what the website is fucking for. It's to be like, hey, we do a thing. It costs monies. It will cost you roughly this much monies for valuable goods and services. But no, we have a better idea. Let's make you come to us and get a quote. And I'm like, I'm not interested in bargaining with you.
Yeah, because you know you will be screwed anyway.
Yeah, I'm not interested in bargaining. You know, like, what do you want me to say? I got a better idea. Why don't you just tell me how much the piece of shit costs? And I keep dealing with this. Like, that was one of the reasons shirts took so long to do, because I had to actually wait and find a service that would actually do it for a price which was understandable, because I was constantly going to places and being like, yeah, I want to sell these shirts. And they're like, okay, so let's work out a quote. How many like extra larges do you need? And I'm like, okay, I guess 10 of each to start. Oh, well, we only go up to single X. And I'm like, okay.
Ouch.
Well, how much? Yeah. Okay, but you got to spend like $500 at once. Otherwise it's not worth us to print it. And I'm like, okay. So you want me to spend $500? Well, no, we have to give you a price quote. Well, didn't you just give me one? No. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to start punching someone. You know, like, what the fuck? Why is it so hard to get the number? Why are you giving me the hard sell? It was a constant, complete fucking Glengarry Glen Ross situation with me as both Alec Baldwin and the fucking guy trying to buy real estate. You know, where I'm just sort of like, motherfucker, I came into your office because I want to buy, and now you are sending me away with my money? The fuck is wrong with you? You're hustling backwards. Fucking just tell me how much this is going to cost. Well, we have to give you an estimate. An estimate for what? For what? Like, how much is the ink going to cost? It's the only variable. It's the only variable, you know, like, that's got to be pennies on the dollar. I am walking out with my $500 because you are giving me this, you're fucking around.
Yeah, those are companies, sadly, because, well, we've got to give you a little bit of an estimate because we got to give you the feeling that you're still bargaining with us, so that you have a better feeling, so you can most likely spend a little bit more than is necessary.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dealing with printers was the same problem. Like, if you were in publishing, you're constantly in that fucking war. So when the printers started losing money and no one was using them anymore, do you know the ones that survived? The ones that just quoted you a price. They survived. Overnight prints, Vista prints, PS prints. The ones who were just like, yep, it'll cost $50. They're just like, oh, that's it? They're like, yeah, $50. And we will get you 200 business cards, double-sided, within 5 days. And we'll ship them to you. And you're like,
deal.
Oh, shit, deal, done, boom. You know, and I would run into people who are working at failing print shops. And they're like, well, why doesn't people come in? Our quality is better. I was like, because no one knows what they're fucking buying. You fuck around on the price. You sell them shit they don't want. Why should they give you money? They came in with money, and now you're giving them the runaround. Motherfucker don't come in unless he wants to buy.
That's why I'm still surprised that in the States you list prices without taxes.
I know, right? There's no reason to do that. Why can't the fucking store just calculate local tax? Why can't we do that? It's the dumbest thing ever. Hell, you could probably even round up to the nearest dollar and no one would bat an eye.
Mm-hmm. Let's say something is $19.99. You know what? With tax. You know what? I'm gonna make it $20. It's with taxes included. Deal with it.
Yeah. Well, like that's what Taiwan does.
That's what we do over here.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, it will cost me this much, and then the tax is the responsibility of the seller to collect, which is no different because in the States you still have to do that. The only thing we're doing is trying to trick you into thinking it's a dollar value less. But it isn't. And all you do is run into the problem of, oh, okay, fucking how much is tax?
Yep. And then you have to do the math yourself. So it's that. It's about $10, 19% tax. Okay, that will be this, this, and this.
Yeah. You know, and it's weird. It's really weird. Like, well, one of the other things, like I was saying, like one of the things that was so brilliant about the Taiwanese food subsidies is that the subsidy is delivered at the point of the consumer. It's delivered at the store. The government picks up the check from that. You know, so you're like, oh, so the government just, so that's how it happens. Like the government's like, yeah, we'll just pay X amount of all grocery delivery, everything, you know, because we seem to have the money. So we'll just do that. So that the customer doesn't have to worry about markup at the store, because if there's markup at the store, it defeats the point of the subsidy.
Yep.
You know, you're like, oh, you know, so there are regulations. It's like, well, you can only increase the price this much because of, you know, fill in the fucking blank. You know.
It would be nice if stuff like that was all over the world, but
I know.
Alas.
Right? Yeah, it's like only fucking apparently. Yeah. In Australia, it says $20. It's $20, not in America. Not in fucking America. And I fucking hate it. You know, it's so, because you just walk around your entire life not knowing how much shit costs.
Yep.
You know, I have never known how much does a fucking soda cost? I rest my case. I don't know. All I know is that it's usually a little over $2 in total sometimes. And that's as close as I can come. Whereas I can tell you exactly how much a can of Coke and a pack of cigarettes cost in Taiwan. 75 Taiwan dollars. Which is like basically $3.
So you pay in the States about $2 for a can of Coke?
A bottle. A 20-ounce bottle.
A bottle, okay.
Yeah. A can is about $1.50 sometimes.
Damn.
Yeah. It's cheaper
like
if you buy it in bulk, but still.
I pay like 80 cents for a can.
Yeah, it used to be 50 cents.
That's with taxes.
Yep. Oh yeah, and that's another thing about sales tax. I will prove to you they could fucking do this. Vending machines. You got to collect tax on vending machines. But for simplicity, they just tell you $1.50, you know, like whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, Macedon where he is $1.25. Yeah, me over here it's closer to $2. You know, and just like, why?
Yeah.
You know, it's the dumbest thing ever. It's like it's like when you go and buy a car from a lot and they start charging you like office fees. Like, well, we printed this much paper, and you're like, are you fucking shitting me? I don't fucking care about how much it costs you. Why is this on the bill? You know, why is this on the bill? Why do I give a shit? You know, and it's just so they can say, well, so, you know, charge it this much. Like, there's this great episode of Mr. T's reality show where he works at a car dealership for like a day. And he starts to realize what a racket the car dealerships in America are. Complete racket. You know? And he's like, all right, so they're looking to spend $2,500 as a down payment. That's pretty high for a down payment on the type of vehicle they're getting. So what could we do to bring the overall price down? And the guy doesn't budge, but what he does is he shifts the cost of one thing onto another thing. And Mr. T's like, no, you don't do that. And the guy's like, well, you know, there's a $30 surcharge here. He's like, oh, fuck that $30. Yeah, fuck that $30. Fuck it. Like the vehicle's like 21,073, 45. No. Just 20,000, 21,000 maybe. Fucking let's just get this 30 off of here. Get it off. And the guy's like, well, that's $30. He's like, God damn it, my lunch is $30.
It's $30 for a big company that makes maybe $50K a week.
Yeah.
It's bloody $30.
Yeah, it's $30. Don't worry about it. Like, it's just done, gone. Who cares? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit about the 5 cents. You know, it's like you go to the convenience store and it's always, 5 cents, whatever. You got a handful of change. You don't care. You don't fucking care. You just fucking put it in the take a penny, leave a penny jar. Nobody gives a shit. You know, like pennies themselves are pointless.
Moth brings up a little thing we also have over here. Those big bottles of Coke, 1.5 liters to 2 liters and bigger. Mm-hmm. They have about a 25-cent extra tax that they don't put on it, but if you return it, you get a 25-cent refund you can use for other groceries.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I'm sure that doesn't go very far, but, you know...
maybe if I got 10 bottles, I got $2.50 extra money for groceries. Hooray! It's all made for recycling.
Ah, okay. Man, we don't really do that. Like America, they constantly tell us to recycle, but nothing's recyclable. I hate it. I'm like, could you at least do one of these things? And they're like, well, you really need to consider. No, you fucking cunt. I don't need to consider shit. You need to consider it. You're the recycling center. Like, why am I doing your goddamn job by sorting all this garbage? Because it's not like, hi, here's all the things that could potentially be recycled. It goes to the recycling center. They sort it out. They figure it out. They sell what they can. They recycle what they can. They get rid of the rest. Okay, that would make sense. No, it's our responsibility to sort it. And I'm like, no. You know, it's one of those like, well, you really could sort these bottles. I'm like, yeah, or you could do it. You know, you're the recycling center. Don't you have to do this anyway? And the answer is yes. So I'm like, so why is it my problem? And the answer seems to be so that because if something doesn't meet their standards, then they don't have to pick it up. That seems to be the reason. So literally the reason they make you do your own recycling is so they don't have to recycle things. And I'm just like, I am going to punch somebody. You have got to be kidding me. This is the most retarded thing ever. Why are we doing this?
See, well, when we recycle over here, we just sort out paper, plastic, and stuff like that. We put it to the curb, and it will be picked up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I imagine they probably just deal with it. You know, whatever. Like, the one thing that I'm like, all right, this is relatively clear, so I'm happy with it, is composting.
Yeah, but you most likely do that in your own backyard.
Yeah, well, no, here they collect it, because there's no farmland anywhere really near here, so they just basically take all of our organic garbage and then like compost it and then sell the fertilizer on the market and ship it to like Iowa and shit.
I thought a little, at least when people have a small garden, they can make a small compost heap for themselves, but that's
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. You can totally do that, but you can do that by yourself. You don't need a city for that.
Mm.
It's literally a way for the city to make money off of its own garbage, which I'm like, okay, that's totally fine. And ironically, because it is something that is actually simple and profitable, it's something that works.
Yeah.
It actually functions, unlike the recycling centers, which are ridiculous. Recycling is worthless in America. It's completely
Well,
worthless.
most likely it'll cost more than it will bring up,
I know.
and
It
that's why
does.
you have to do a lot of the stuff.
Yup. Yeah, it is actually a useless endeavor in the States. It's completely useless. With one exception, which is aluminum.
Yeah, but it's a metal, aluminum, copper, stuff like that. That's always a high
Oh yeah, yeah,
reward.
metal's always valuable. It has intrinsic worth,
Mm.
as opposed to plastic, which does not.
You can melt it down, use it as much as you want, and if it's not good anymore, you just melt it down again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the waste process is basically all the waste of all the waste material that comes out of processing the metal largely comes from getting it out of the ground.
Mm. Mm.
So yeah, and there's and maybe carbon from the smelting process, but like the reality is like once it's been smelted, like once you've already processed it, that doesn't get significantly worse the second time
Mm.
around. In fact, it doesn't get worse the second time around. It gets a lot better. Because what you're burning off at that point isn't impurities. It's actually just like other fucking schmutz that's gotten on it.
Mm. Mm.
Which is probably like skin flakes and maybe some ink.
You'll burn it off when you smell it, so that's not
Yeah,
that bad.
yeah.
It'll be gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so like sometimes this shit works, but like I find it very interesting that America for some reason always seems dogged and determined to hustle backwards. Like why? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
I think it has a little bit to do with American capitalism. It has, well, overreached. Most of the companies now are seen as people within the cult, so they are handled as people. So yeah, they're trying to make laws for themselves, and in a lot of other countries, it's not subsidized, it's regulated.
Yeah. I mean, I really think garbage collection ought to be. I mean, why doesn't the city pays for it already? Why isn't it just part of? Why isn't it just a public service?
Because
like how
somebody
how
saw
good,
money in it.
I know, because I'm like, how much better can private industry be at picking shit up off the ground?
Somebody saw
Come
money.
on.
Somebody saw money in it. Oh, there's garbage over there. Well, I'll pick it up for about $5.
Yeah.
And of course, prices inflate over time.
Yeah, some places you have to pay the garbage man like you pay a utility. And that always wigs me out because I'm like, why? Why don't you just have the city do it, since it's not like you should leave that lying around, period. Why not just take that money, build a specific company that just handles it, and then just pay them?
Then you get the big trash collecting companies who will thwart you for some reason.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying with that. A lot of companies in the States overreached with their capitalism.
Yeah. It's like, I don't need you fighting over who collects the trash. You're like, I don't give a shit. Nobody cares.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Just pick it up. Here is money. Just fucking pick it up. Oh, we don't need that all-powerful garbage collectors union to fucking steamroll over American capitalism and install a Stalinist government, built on garbage collection. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's unions for you.
Well, yeah, unions are interesting entities in and of themselves. Like, if anyone doesn't think that the unions of the old days weren't corrupt as fuck, you're kidding yourself. They were absolutely corrupt as fuck. But there was definitely like some beauty to the idea of capitalism coming up with its own solution to communism, that being the labor union. And I always thought that was kind of interesting, but then all of a sudden capitalism was like, we don't want to share the power with the labor union. They're fucking strangleholding us. And you're like, okay, well, you got a point. They are strangleholding you. And then they got rid of the union and installed instead the finance sector. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm always like, what are financial products? And I always find myself going like, all right, I see how this works. If I already have millions of dollars, I stand to make a bundle. But if I don't, I lose.
Mm.
That should be illegal.
Yeah. But
Like,
then you got the people with millions of
illegal.
dollars coming into politics and pushing their own ideas on people.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's the problem with the healthcare system. They're like, oh, we have to prop up the insurance companies. Why?
Let them
No,
fall.
people don't need the insurance company. They need healthcare. Nobody gives a shit about the insurance company. Everyone hates the insurance company. Insurance company employees hate the insurance company. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. I worked for an insurance company for a little while.
Oh my God, that's soul killing.
It was God, what's it called again? It was the person picking up the phones, answering questions.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh God, that is the most miserable job. You have no power. You take all the abuse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was only for 3 months, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, working the phone banks. Oh, jeez. I always hated that. It's the same at all customer service positions. You take all the shit, you have none of the authority. And I always hated that because I'm like, I have an idea, company. You could give these guys a little bit of authority, especially if you're a company that deals in box product.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly things that people need. Like, for example, like the company I knew that had the worst customer service was also the company that had the best customer service in a very specific circumstance. And that was Sony. Sony, if you called any other division of Sony other than PlayStation, it was a nightmare. Forget it. You are not getting anything. But if you called Sony PlayStation, they would always help you ship and repair your PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah, Nintendo did a similar thing with their products.
Yeah, but like doing anything else was a nightmare. Like if your camera died, good luck.
Yep.
Like, first of all, like you will probably get it back. Good luck if it's fixed. Because Canon at least did this thing where they were like, oh yeah, okay, so here's what we do. You give us the broken camera, we give you a refurbished unit that we know is working.
Well, I can understand why they did it with the PlayStation, because people buy games.
Mm-hmm.
And if your PlayStation is broken, then you can't buy games anymore.
Yeah, you're no longer a customer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it's really funny how every major video game studio, all of a sudden, some idiot comes along one day and goes, it's a good idea? No third-party development so that we can really control our IP. And you're like, That is the worst idea ever. That's always a bad idea. It's never a good idea. It's never been a good idea. It always causes your console to fail. Everyone that does that fails.
You need a third party for either to create a little bit of shovelware in between big releases, or to help you make a big release.
Yeah, like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, big successes. The Atari 2600, big success. Now, let's look at the proprietary ones. The ColecoVision, the Atari 5200, the PlayStation 3. All failures.
I think the PlayStation 3 also failed a little bit because it didn't have backwards compatibility.
That
like
definitely
the PS2
hurt
and the PC One.
Yeah, too many people still had PlayStation 2 games. You know, where it was the problem I had with Blu-ray, where I was like, you can't expect Blu-ray to be like the DVD explosion. It's essentially the same format to the customer. They look at it and they go, why is this more money? Because you haven't explained what the benefit is. They never explained the benefit. They were just like, oh, it stores more information. The customer doesn't give a shit.
It stores more information, and it looks better on your TV screen if you have a very good TV.
If you have an HD screen, which at the time Blu-rays came out, very few people
Almost
did.
nobody had.
Almost nobody had them. And I'm just sort of sitting there going like, you can't sell people something they can't use. That's ridiculous. And then all of the consoles during that period of time were like, yeah, or not all the consoles, because fucking Xbox 360 had the HD DVD, which failed.
Yep.
But Sony was like, yeah, you're not going to be able to like play Blu-rays on the PlayStation 3. And you're like, what?
No, stupid.
Like, that is the dumbest thing I have heard. Like, that's got to be one of your pitches for the PlayStation 3, which is like, yeah, by the way, remember how all you guys bought PlayStation 2s because it had a DVD player, and that's why you went out and started buying DVDs by the millions?
We're doing that again. I bought my PS2.
Yeah. Yeah, so many people used a PS2 as a DVD player. I did. It was the main DVD player I had for ages. And it was like, hey, PlayStation 3, it'll play Blu-rays, it'll play DVD, and it'll play your PlayStation games. Of course it will. It's your one-stop entertainment resource, because it turns out this is the one situation where we're the company that owns all the patents on that shit. So you're making money hand over fist. But no. Well, we want people to have to go out and buy a Blu-ray player. Why?
You already have a Blu-ray player, but why do you have to buy an extra one? Well, because it doesn't work that way, or it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and the thing that was upsetting is I'm like, the Blu-ray player is backwards compatible. I can play DVDs on the Blu-ray player. Why isn't the Sony PlayStation compatible? And it turns out there was like a reason for it, but it was also the reason that the PS3 was so hard to program for. So you're like, well, it does this weird thing with the memory, which won't work with the old discs. And you're like, well, that's great. Why did you do that? Why is that even here?
At the time, it seemed rather simple and good.
Except it was never a good idea. It was always a bad idea to split the processing power the way the PS3 did. It was always a bad idea. So, like, everyone else knew that. That's why in so many locations, the 360 took over.
Yep.
You know? But then the fucking Xbox completely shit the bed. It completely shit the bed with the Xbox One. Everyone I knew in the video game industry got an Xbox One because they were like, all right, we're all going to be using this damn thing, so we better look into it. So they all got it, and within 2 days they were like, we're not. We have a better idea. How about we not? And I'm like, the experience of the Xbox One is so awful that playing it convinced third-party developers not to develop for it. Just having it was that bad because they were like, no one's going to buy this.
I'll forget. Oh, you have to always be online with the Xbox One. But I live in the States. I can't always be online.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and it's a United States company. Why couldn't you fucking put those two things together?
Well, because they're rich. They don't live in an area where they have bad internet.
Yeah, I
they
guess.
can afford the best internet.
I guess. Well, actually, like, that's actually one of the... I think, actually, rich people also suffer from shitty internet because, you know, they still have to go through the phone company, and that we're all kind of equal. You know, they can use the money hose on it, but that only goes so far. I mean, like, look at the data transfer rate you're talking about for the amount of cash you're talking about. That's crazy. That's unheard of in the United States. Getting 350 up and download speed for $50 a month? That is crazy.
Rich or poor, you always get fucked by the phone company and death.
Yeah. No, phone company completely fucked us. They're why, like I said, they're why we don't have fiber optic everywhere. You know, Jesus.
The thing is, I know there are fiber optic parts within my town, but those are mostly the new the places that's been built in the last couple of years.
Yeah. Oh shit! You're not even on fiber optic. Is that what you're telling me?
Nope. I'm going through copper wire.
Holy shit! Oh my god.
The 150/15 is copper wire, so...
Yeah, and the thing that's so annoying about it is that once you've laid down the copper, you're making money hand over fist. Like, that's the whole business model. It's like, what does it count to transfer cost to transfer, you know, a terabyte of data across a cable line? It's pennies.
Yep.
It is literally pennies. It costs nothing. You know, once you've paid for the wire, what really costs is the road repair, the laying down of the wire, and all that shit. That's what costs. But once it's in place, repair costs are negligible, and, you know, only... And the data transfer itself is nothing. It's almost literally nothing. It costs nothing. The amount of electricity it uses so little electricity that the fucking wire itself isn't powered.
Yeah, and you'll have the money back in a couple of years, so hey, profit.
Yeah. You know, as long as you get enough customers, you make your money back, done. And we're using the same fiber optic it's the same copper wire, it's basically the same infrastructure that we've had since like the 80s.
I think also the reason why it's so cheap over here because we have like 7 companies that offer TV, phone, and internet.
Yeah, as opposed to one company.
Yep. Well, you've got I think 3 over there in the States.
Yeah, we have Comcast, we have AT&T, and I forget what the third one is. I'm pretty sure Time Warner owns Comcast. I could be wrong.
No, we've got like the original Dutch phone company, KPN. We've got Ziggo, Telfort, and a couple of others, which also are trying with each other because that one owns that one, and that one owns that one, and so on and so on. But still,
got it. Hello from the partner manager at YouTube. Wait, what?
Something with YouTube? Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Is this real YouTube?
Doesn't sound good. What happened?
Well, nothing bad, but I'm like, wait, I don't know. I don't trust that this is real. This is one of those, like, I don't know who the fuck you are, and I don't trust an email that tells me to click on something. It's like, hi. Now, here's a point in its favor. It actually goes by the actual channel's name. Like, not the name that you see, but its actual name. Like, it has a different name as far as, like, YouTube is concerned, as opposed to the Count Jack. It's not called The Count Jackula Show on... As far as YouTube is concerned, it has another name. It says, my name is Raul, and I'm a partner manager at YouTube. Judging from how your channel's grown in the last few months, the videos you're posting are really getting people's attention. Blah, blah, blah. I'm excited to invite you to a consultation program. Okay.
That sounds a little bit iffy.
Yeah, it sounds a little odd. So if anyone else knows anything about this, please let me know. Because it's hard to tell whether anything like this is real. All right, so let's copy this address.
Oh, I found it's a scam.
Oh, it's a scam?
You may see. Let's play. You may be eligible for a consultation with YouTube. Is this a scam? You know what? I'll link you the Reddit article.
All right. Oh, sweetness. Oh, fucking Reddit. You just don't get the best without the worst, you know? I stand by that. That's why I'm a big free speech guy. I'm like, no, you don't get the best without the worst. It just doesn't happen.
You should get the best with the worst.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I received this email from google.com addresses. Seems fishy, as in a phishing attempt. I exchanged emails with another Google employee, and they verified the original sender as an associate partner manager for gaming at YouTube. A quick Google also brings up a LinkedIn page that fits. Okay, this is legitimate. FYI, I just got off the phone with Mary at Google, who sent us the same email. Hover over the link and see what URL looks like. If it's extremely long or suspicious, then just ignore it. Okay, if it points to YouTube, okay. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. Wait. No. Imager. Okay. Channel consultation registration form. What? Oh crap. That hold on. Let me go back to that Reddit post. Come on, Reddit.
Link you a Google support thing, which goes with a YouTube partnership team thing.
All right, what am I looking for here? All right. All right, so email was sent to my thing at pages. Okay, that doesn't matter. Let me see. Maybe if I could just search the actual email address of this person. Supportgoogle.com. Work with the YouTube partnership team. Blah blah blah. Confirm your email invitation from YouTube. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Supportgoogle.com. All right, wait. Click on this link. See where we go. Wait, why does the YouTube link go to the support.google.com?
Fish and chips on Friday.
Yeah. Partners, the Gamers Network. Blah blah blah. Huh. Develop your channel. Click out ways. Get help as a YouTube creator. Let's see where this goes. This goes somewhere. Creator Hub. What? Is this? God damn it. I can't tell fact from fiction on this shit. Benefit levels? What the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck are these people? Oh, well, there's... Okay, well, at least... All right, someone fucking, like, had PewDiePie on there, so I at least have an idea. All right, apparently... Join the channel consultation program, become eligible for the YouTube Next Up content. What the fuck are you talking about? Unlock production access at... Well, wait, hold on. Unlock production access at YouTube Spaces. Wait a minute. All right, now you have my attention.
Sounds
now
good.
You have my fucking attention. All right, so... All right, does this at least go to an actual YouTube thing? It does.
My name is Alex Danis.
All right, I'm not gonna let that play. I don't want it to get tagged for anything. Okay, so we at least have that. Let me. Okay. That. Okay, that
Sounds
is
so
the
fishy
that
that
is the
Aquaman would call
YouTube
bullshit.
office. This address they sent is in fact the YouTube office, but that wouldn't be hard to find. Oh wait. Contact us at YouTube. That's not going to give me any information. If you're interested in the partner program, visit our information page. Okay. All right. So let's go here. Partnership program. How to become a YouTube partner? Well, fuck, I did no shit. Yeah, I got to find out whether this is legit because
You could always email YouTube.
yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, because I'm not sure. Let's see. Are my viruses up? No. I'll just email them and we'll figure this out later. Oh God, someone said like that email was a type of candy, it'd be Swedish fish.
But yeah, going back to the entire freedom of speech thing, it's actually a big reason why I backed Gamergate when it started.
Yeah. It was really odd. Like my whole relationship with Gamergate was very strange. And not the least of which was because it made me a lot of enemies.
I know that a lot of supporters within Gamergate, they like you because of the things you said.
Well, yeah, it was really interesting. Like, it was, how to put it, it was kind of interesting because they do this thing, and this is something that is very common in, yeah, I hate to say it, but conservative circles, which is any point of agreement is proof that you're on their side. But the problem, and that's an extreme conservative viewpoint. But on the opposite end, any minor disagreement on the extreme left makes you an enemy.
Yep.
And that was a huge problem in Gamergate because the whole thing mutated so fast. Within a matter of days, it was different than when it started. You know, like when it started very early on, and if that was your first exposure to it, it was very obvious what this was. It was a hate mob. They hated one person, and
it could have started off a lot better than the entire Zoe Quinn thing, Five Guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is how it starts. It started ugly. And so you're like, well, this is obviously awful. Like, this is bullshit. And it probably would have died right there. It probably would have died a miserable death. Zoe Quinn's life would have been inconvenienced, and she would have kind of fallen into obscurity because she's an indie game developer who does text adventures. Who gives a shit? Nobody cares.
Until the Gamers Are Dead articles came.
Yes, that was the moment. Everything blew up, and when everyone's like, "Oh, no one will care in like 4 months," and I'm like, I don't know about that. The gaming media itself just declared gamers the enemy. I don't know if this is going to blow over. Because this is way too far. That's going way too far. And everyone was mad, but the problem was Kotaku and Polygon were just completely up their own ass. They were completely up their own ass, and they used all of the political cachet they got making that move to abuse the game industry. They didn't just abuse gamers, they abused the industry.
That was a really big mistake.
Oh, it was a huge mistake. Like, it was weird because, like, for the longest time, I had the inside baseball on that because my brother worked at Bethesda. So I was hearing a lot of shit that was going on, and they were just like, the game industry was not happy. They were not happy. They're like, oh my God, these fucking assholes are using the politics of the day to just fucking trash us for nothing, for things that we haven't done and for things that we did that were in their favor.
Yep.
Just any excuse to fucking beat up on us from these guys. Fuck them. And that's why after, 2 years of that shit, a couple of things all happened at once. And it was because someone had the inside baseball. One, you will notice that all of a sudden the Escapist changed overnight. The Escapist totally changed overnight. That was because of two things. One, all of the articles that were pissing people off, they weren't driving traffic to the site, they were driving it away. Mm-hmm. And the other problem was that guy who runs the Escapist, who essentially he owns it. Do you know where the Escapist is located? Where that guy is?
Not in San Francisco.
Quebec. What's also in Quebec?
I have no clue.
Ubisoft.
Yep. Then you need to backpedal rather hard.
Yeah. And the Escapist guy is a fucking millionaire. So the chances that he is invested in Ubisoft is really high. It's really fucking high. So the minute he catches wind of what's happening and the entire, because the game industry turned on Kotaku and Polygon. They completely did. And it was all because of shit that Polygon and they were doing. They were making enemies left and right. They were violating NDAs left and right. Mm-hmm. Because they were like, oh, well, the politics is more important than the NDA. And the company's like, fuck you. Mm. Fuck you. There were some incidents where they fucking stole shit. Like, whole releases. Yep. The shit like that happened. And you're just like, they were just like, they did what? Like, let me put it this way. You remember the whole incident about, oh, these companies are not giving Kotaku access anymore. There's a reason. That wasn't just politics. That was thoroughly came under what you would call industrial espionage.
Yeah, but still laws were a little bit iffy within the gaming industry, so nobody gave a damn.
Well, nobody wanted the bad press. So they decided to just cut them out, since they were obviously the problem. Mm. It was because it wasn't like EA sent Kotaku over to steal shit from Blizzard. Mm-hmm. This was Kotaku and Polygon using their own inside sources to get things that they shouldn't have so they could make the company look bad because they had gotten into a political argument with them. Mm-hmm. And they were like, and it was like, why didn't these companies sue? And honestly, it was because they had bigger titties to lick. Because they could make them irrelevant by just going, we're not granting you access anymore. Why pay the millions of dollars it would take why pay the hundreds of thousands of dollars it would take taking them to court and giving them the opportunity to make their case in the public sphere because they're the press when we could just wait them out?
Yep.
And that's how it happened. That's exactly how it happened. So... yeah, the Gamer is Dead articles, all those articles. And everyone is like, well, why did all those articles come out at the same time like they planned it? Because they did plan it.
They did.
They did plan it. Like, it was crazy. And they were like, how? How could they, some skeptics were like, how? How could they all fucking plan it? And I'm like, it's easy. They all have lunch at the same coffee house.
They had a private chat group with all the...
Oh, that came later. But yeah, when they made that move, that was crazy. That was something you couldn't believe was happening. But even before that, how did they all get together and do Gamer is Dead? Well, it was very simple. Like, they all work. All those offices are really close to each other. They're here. Mm-hmm. They're here in San Francisco. You know, and San Francisco professional circles are notoriously incestuous. And Kotaku and Polygon no different. They were no different. You know,
Yep.
like Zoe Quinn is here, Nita Sarkeesian lives here. You know, fucking the Polygon is here. Fucking Kotaku is here. Like, did they? Oh, it's like they all knew each other. They did. They did. They knew each other socially. They traveled in the same circle. They were the circle. Yeah, all those people were the circle. You know, so when people are like, well, does that mean, do you think Zoe Quinn fucked, 5 guys? And I'm like, well, let me put it this way. I don't know if it was 5. But if you want to talk about whether or not she had the opportunity, she absolutely did. I don't know if she actually did it, but she absolutely had the opportunity. And, but I don't know why we should be smearing her character, because who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. That was the big problem. That was the big issue that I had. I was like, nobody cares about Zoe Quinn. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah,
But
within Gamergate, she literally became one of the Who's, the literary Who's, because nobody gave a shit about her.
Yeah, nobody gave a shit about her, and people still don't. Like, when you talk about, like, let me put it this way, the only reason the game industry knows who Zoe Quinn is because of Gamergate. They weren't looking. They weren't giving her money. They didn't care. They were like, text adventures? There's no money in text adventures. Who gives a fuck? Like, let them do whatever they're going to do. Fuck it. Like, Phil Fish was barely a blip. Like, barely a fucking blip. Because they're like, wait, fucking that guy's doing, well, what's it look like? And so there were a lot of people, there were several people, other developers in the industry who were like, this is really cool. Maybe we would like to hire this guy for one of our projects. So there were some offers that were like, hey, do you want to come work at Thing? Would you like to work at Big Company? And he'd be like, no, I want to be an independent. And they were like, okay. And then the Portal 2 incident happened. And that, yeah, did you hear about that?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, okay. So here's why there's no Portal 3. Despite the fact that Portal 2 was a gigantic success, huge success. Not the cultural event that the original one was, but the money was there. Here's what happened. Basically, the Portal team comes into Valve. And the first thing you have to understand about Valve is that Valve is a company that was started by people who left Microsoft.
Yep.
So these are really hyper competitive people. The way Valve works is the cabal system. You don't have a position. Everyone who is a member of the cabal is paid roughly the same amount. Because you're all on a team and you're all working on stuff and you organize according to who can just get whatever done. So if you're like, why did Half-Life 3 never happen? It's very simple. None of them wanted to finish it. Because because they had this thing called Steam that was working really well, and they all wanted to just work on that.
Steam made more money than the game itself.
Absolutely. More than Half-Life 3 could ever hope to. But that was what they wanted to do, and because there is no dedicated team on any one project at Valve. It's just, hey, I need guys who could do this, 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 and this. Here's my pitch, who's interested. And if you could get enough people to actually finish the project, it happens. It's also why so many projects at Valve fucking went dead in the water, is because you have a point where someone is like, hey, fuck that stupid thing that you're working on. Do you want to work on this awesome thing? I would like to work on awesome thing. Yeah, let's fucking do it. I can do the lighting or whatever. Like one thing that I was amazed even got released was Dota 2. I was amazed that got released. Does anyone even play that game?
Not my game.
Yeah. I don't know anyone who plays Dota 2. I know tons of people play Overwatch. I know tons of people who played Heroes of the Storm. League of Legends
and stuff like that.
Yeah. I know tons of people who do that. Who plays Dota 2? That was a complete loss for Valve, by the way. It was a total loss. They sunk millions of dollars into that. It just went nowhere. Went nowhere. But one of the problems that was happening with Portal 2 was because it's this hyper fucking competitive meritocracy. And I mean hyper, like they demand performance. You know, like it's one of those, like you don't want to be the one who's voted off the island at Valve. You just don't. You know, it's not going to be fun for you. But I mean, the good thing is because you worked on Valve, at Valve, you've got some cachet with the rest of the industry. It's like, oh, you were good enough to get into the Cabal. Okay, well, then we at least know that you're this good.
Yep.
So you can get a golden parachute, but it's definitely not comfortable being on the outs with those guys. So Portal 2, the Portal 2 team, which is the people who did Portal 1, who were brought on because they did, you know, they were kids who were hired right out of college. They couldn't handle it. Because they were like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, why is this happening? Why is that happening? And they're just like, no, go. It's like going from college football to the Super Bowl in one jump. It's a lot to adjust to. It's a lot to adjust to. And it's why so many people at the higher levels of these bigger video game companies didn't go to college. They just started. Yep. They just started. They were entrepreneurs or game designers that came right out of high school and hit the ground running. And so by the time they're 50, those guys are just fucking juiced up. Like they're just powerhouses. They just keep going. Or they break down and like have to quit like Chris Metzen did. You know, it's like you become a winner, but you could also pretty much have a psychological collapse. So, you know, not saying it's perfect. Yeah.
It's high risk, high reward.
High risk, high reward. Yeah, and that is the world those guys live in. Whereas these kids didn't realize how tough it was going to be. You know, they were just really smart and they were kind of geniuses, but they didn't have that fucking get in there and beat the shit out of everybody mentality the rest of Valve did. And whenever you dealt with Valve, holy crap. You know, do you know, I was never hired at Valve, obviously. But do you know what got me in the door to at least ask for the interview?
Your art?
No. It wasn't just my
Your brother?
No. Because he was nobody at the time. It's because I went right up to the recruitment officer and went, hi, I'm interested in talking about what it takes to get into Valve. And she was like, really? What makes you think you should, she's very dismissive. She's like, what makes you think that you should work at Valve? And I went, look at this show. Do you know what I see? I see 1 million 3D modelers. I see 1 million animators. All of them perfectly fucking qualified. But what you don't have is a guy with an eye. You don't have a guy that knows how to paint. I'm the only one here.
Somebody who has the balls to walk up to the recruiter and just say, hire me.
Hire me. Yeah, exactly. That's what it took to get the interview. That's what it took to get me in the room to ask for the interview. Because that line, otherwise, in front of all those booths where people are showing their portfolios, the person who is doing the portfolio review, unless it's actually one of the art directors, and you gotta check, unless it's actually one of the art directors, that person's job is to not find people to hire. That person's job is to manage the line that has formed and tell people to go away in a very nice way.
No.
That's the job of the art person at Valve at the booth, is to make everyone go away. Except the person who does that. But here's the thing, you also have to be good for it. You know, and they obviously felt that I wasn't, because I didn't even get an actual interview. Like I said, that just gets you in the room to ask for the interview. You know, and I was in, me and my brother, like my brother has since said, yeah, Valve's like that. It turns out, in fact, they are like that. And I'm like, holy crap. So you got like these kids, even though they come from fucking like, they came from like Yale or Harvard or Caltech or something, you know, even though they had that pedigree, they apparently didn't have the balls. And they collapsed because, like, what have they done since? How long ago was that? What have they shipped since? Nothing. Well, they shipped, what was it? Quantum Conundrum? But who remembers that one? Nobody.
It's a funny game.
It's a funny game, but, like, that thing didn't rock your world.
No, you're right with that. It was one of those, well, I'll buy because it's cheap games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool game, but it's still not like it ain't even Portal 2. You know, like it ain't one of those. Yeah, and it's really, really, really I found myself going like, oh, this story's kind of sad. The Portal story's kind of sad. The poor team, like they couldn't hack it, and the whole thing about how they couldn't hack it became story in the industry. And so they were like, oh, so this whole indie game thing is, they're like, yeah, it's indie rock all over again. Forget it. There's nothing to do here. You know, you either, so basically it was, if you want to be an indie, there are indie developers that have made splashes that have gotten noticed, but they're not the people anyone talks about. The only one who is one that people really talk about is the guy that did The Binding of Isaac. And Shovel Knight guy.
Don't forget, God, what's his name again? The creator of Minecraft.
Yeah, the creator of Minecraft, yeah. Yeah, because he built an empire out of that. You know, they know who he is.
And then sold it to Microsoft because fuck it, why not?
Because fuck it, why not? Yeah, exactly. You know, but other than that, like, you know, he's not making the AAA titles is what I'm talking about. You know, and yeah, so, but you know, that wasn't who the internet was, with the exception, I mean, people talk about Minecraft itself, but about the creator, they don't really talk about him.
Well, he pops up from time to time on Twitter.
Yeah,
because he's in the feud again because of something.
Yeah, but
because he's shit posting.
Yeah, but no one really cares.
Yeah,
you know, not really. Five Nights at Freddy's, another great example. Like that's a guy, that's a very brilliant guy doing an indie game on, you know, pretty much on his own. He's obviously extremely good, you know, but what's his name? I don't know his name. I know Five Nights at Freddy's, but I don't know who he is. You know, like, I know who Chris Benson is. I know who Don Parda is. I know who, you know, I know, God, what's, the fucking Valve guy. Shit.
Gavin?
Yes.
All hail our mighty Lord Gavin?
Yep. I know who he is, you know, but yeah, it's like they get talked about, but not. Yeah, Scott Cawthon. Okay, yeah, I didn't even know that. I knew Five Nights, but I didn't know him. You know, but I knew Five Nights, and that's something that's very weird, and that is definitely something that separates the indie game movement from the indie rock scene, which is by the time Nirvana hit big, everyone within that scene knew who Nirvana was. They already knew. The industry already knew who he was. They already knew who Sonic Youth was, who the Stone Temple Pilots were. You know, like, they already knew. It's just that they hadn't gotten the big push to make them stars. Like, the industry knew who they were. Here, they largely don't. They largely don't care. You know, like, you have to make something that's really, really cool and really fun. Like I said, like, they know, fucking, they know the guy who fucking did Shovel Knight. They also did. They know the Dark Dungeons guy, Darkest Dungeon. They know him. But one of the things that's continuously weird about the video game industry, and it's something that it had in common with alternative rock, with grunge, which is the indie game scene is filled with people who look like they would rather be doing anything but making video games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and you're just like, what? Like, you got to be kidding me. This is a huge time sink. It's a huge time sink, and you don't enjoy it? Why are you doing it? Like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And it's something that the grunge guys also had. They were like, we don't really want to be rock stars. And I'm like, well, then why are you signing the rock star contract? Why are you signing? Why are you selling your soul to the devil if not for fame and fortune, man?
Because somewhere deep down they still want it.
Yeah. They just hate themselves because they want it. And I'm just like, the guys who came up before you don't hate themselves for wanting it. They're sitting there going like, oh my God, dude, I just got paid $200,000 a year for doing a game that has orcs in it. They're loving it. Like, Blizzard fucking loves what it does. It loves it. They love it. And it ain't always peaches and cream over there. But at the end of the day, they fucking love what they do. Because they're like, guys are stupid. It's like, guys, remember that failed MMO? We repackaged it and sold it as a fucking superhero shooter, and it succeeded. You gotta be fucking shitting me. This is amazing. Our biggest failure became our biggest success.
Yeah, people like that they make the industry.
They do. They really do. Like, oh God, that poor Overwatch team, the Titan team, which became the Overwatch team. Oh man, looking at them see the unveiling and the announcement of Overwatch was amazing, because they had been fucking working on that for like 10 years. And they're just sitting there going, like they were in the doghouse at Blizzard for ages because Titan failed. Because the big boss man came in and was like, guys, this isn't working. They were like, we could try harder. And he's like, no, stop. You're wasting resources. This is never going to be released. We're scrapping the whole thing. You're done. And they're like, okay. And they were really sad. And then all of a sudden, one dude was like, you know what? I really like Team Fortress. I think Team Fortress 2 is awesome. And some guy's like, yeah, we should come up with a Team Fortress game. Do you think we could? Well, dude, the whole reason World of Warcraft exists is because we were sitting around going like, you know what? I like EverQuest, but the game is a piece of shit. We could do better. And they're like, we're having that conversation again, right? And he's like, oh shit, you're right. Okay. Let's make a team shooter. How do we make it? And they're like, well, what do we have just lying around? He's like, well, we have Project Titan.
Let's just retweak a couple of things.
Yeah.
Make a couple of new models.
Yeah. Let's just take all the work that we did on that, use that as the backbone, and create this other thing called Overwatch, which was supposed to be one of the factions that you played in what was then called Project Titan. It's like, you could be Overwatch, you could be the blank Corporation, whose name I keep forgetting, or you could be Blackwatch. And they were like, okay, and that's how. So all the factions of Overwatch, the idea was that you would play those in that game, but they were like, this game's not going to work. It's just not going to work. People aren't going to pay. And then
it became a huge success.
Yeah, it became a huge success. Just because they were like, well, just put it in a new genre, man. And it worked. It totally worked. And I was amazed by it. I was actually really surprised that Battleborn didn't work.
Well, it also has to do with the company that also screwed over a couple of
Yeah.
people within the gaming industry. So people weren't that happy with because I think it was Birch. He worked for the same company that did Battleborn, but he was hugely anti-Gamergate, hugely. So a lot of the gamers within Gamergate said, "Yeah, well, fuck you guys."
Oh, are you talking about Anthony Birch?
Anthony Birch, yeah,
Yeah. He's super anti-Gamergate, which I'm like, you can't tell the customer to go away.
and that's why he did. That's why Battleborn didn't do so well.
Yeah. It's one of those like to say nothing of the fact that it was essentially like Overwatch light when you got down to it.
Mm.
You know. Ah, jeez. Well, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Gearbox.
Yeah, a lot of people say, "Well, fuck you. I've got Overwatch, which is a lot more fun. I'm going to play that."
Yeah, it was really odd being at PAX when they announced Overwatch. It was like this is like when they were just putting out the teasers, when they were putting the feelers out to say like, "Is anyone want to play this game?" Because me and my brother were at that show, and we were like, "Oh, well, that looks interesting." Wait, and here was the problem: we kept looking at Overwatch and Battleborn and confusing them. We kept confusing them. We were like, wait, which one was that? Was that Overwatch or was that Battleborn? Because they're like two team shooters that were coming out like at some point. You know, it was like, oh, no, that one was Battleborn. Okay, so Mushroom Head is Battleborn, but Giant Robot Knight with the axe is Overwatch. And they're like, yeah, okay, got it. You know, and that happened constantly. You know, that happened constantly until Overwatch started putting out the shorts.
That was a really good move of them.
It was a super good move. And the one that I'm like, the first one where I was like, no, you're onto something, was Soldier 76. The Soldier 76 short was the moment where I was like, oh shit, no, you're onto something. And then they nailed it with Bastion.
Bastion was the best short of them.
Yeah, the last Bastion was amazing. And we're just sitting there going like, no, robot, don't. You don't have to just destroy and kill. You know, I fucking love that shit.
Making you feel for a murder machine. God, that's really good.
I know. It's so awesome. It's the thing that it's the thing that like it's the thing that Blizzard really fucking excels at, which is just basic fucking storytelling with just the least amount possible.
That's something Blizzard is really, really, really good at.
Yeah, they're super
good. Look at the old Warcraft games.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, StarCraft is free. The original ones.
Oh, the original StarCraft is free now?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh shit! Wait, it's the 21st, isn't it? Holy shit!
Yep.
That reminds me. Holy shit! Hold on. This might be the most important message of our times.
Oh dear. Give us the message, Jack.
Okay, hold
Enlighten us.
Okay, is it still? Is it? Okay, do. Come on. All right, stop fucking around. Just let me know. Oh no. Okay, I have 6 more days. 6 more days until Dawn of War 3.
I'm hearing mixed tales about Dawn of War 3.
Oh, that's true for every Warhammer 40K game. You always have to play them for yourself to find out whether they're worth a fuck.
Even with the miniature game, I switched over to War Machine. Sold all my work of the
Iron Kingdoms.
Yeah, I'm playing the War Machine miniature game from the Iron Kingdoms. So giant steam-powered mech robots fighting against each other.
Yeah. I kind of like that setting. I I really wish that the actual Iron Kingdoms role-playing game was in the form it was now back when I was still playing D&D, like back when I had like a Dungeons and Dragons group.
Well, to be honest, I've been thinking of maybe setting up a Slot Pit D&D group.
Ooh.
But
5th
it's still,
edition or...
not sure yet. Most likely Pathfinder, because you can
Oh
get
no,
all the
Pathfinder's a
information
good
for
choice.
free.
Yeah.
But it's still in development, so it's not 100% sure yet, because I know for myself, I'm not the longest running DM. Usually I burn out after 4 or 5 sessions.
Okay, so you'd want to be able to do like a one adventure.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
bi-weekly one adventure, something.
Yeah. Oh man, someone's asking you what you think about Age of Sigmar.
I don't like it.
What is the deal with Age of Sigmar anyway?
Well, they fucked up the entire rule setting, and it's starting to look like 40k. So the fantasy is starting to look like the science fiction.
Wait, how did they do that?
They destroyed the entire world.
Wait, what? I don't pay that much attention to the fantasy, the regular Warhammer fantasy, because I kind of don't care about it as much.
The entire bad thing that was happening within fantasy, it happened.
Oh, okay. So basically, the Lords of Chaos basically take over and shit.
More or less.
Okay.
And now all the factions, you can group them up together to fight the evil guys.
Okay, like fight the gods of chaos themselves.
So that happened. You got normal knights in power armor.
Wait, what?
Yeah, normal knights in power armor.
But it's Warhammer Fantasy. They don't have that kind of thing in that world.
It's a sort of magical power armor.
Oh, what? That's not Warhammer Fantasy. Like Warhammer Fantasy is dwarves with mohawks, fucking running at orcs.
The only thing I like about Age of Sigmar is the steampunk dwarves.
That sounds about right. Yeah. I think I would rather do steampunk dwarves in like some other setting, because like I always thought like the tribal look of the 40k dwarves was where it was at. You know, that was one of the things I liked about them, with the big fucking red and the big red mohawks and the fucking kilts and shit, and the fucking like double fucking knives that are connected, but the nunchuck chains and knives and shit. I fucking love that.
They sort of went away from that. They got more steampunky, but they have dwarves with guns in their mustaches.
Okay, that's something. That's
Trying
something. Okay, that's Warhammer stupid.
Trying to find pictures of it.
So it's very odd that they got rid of the... So why did they do that?
I have no clue. Most likely money making. And
well, how is that going to make them more money?
They are focusing on new players every time. New players now. New players. New players. New players. Fuck the old players.
Well, that's not a bad idea, but I don't know how... The problem with getting new players is the cost of the miniatures.
Yeah.
So what did they do about that?
Oh, cost is still the same.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. They're worrying about new players to the point where they're changing the setting, but the costs aren't coming down. You gotta be... That's retarded. It's the holdup.
That's Games Workshop for you.
Oh, jeez.
Let's see, pictures. Let's open you. So here's a new unit of dwarves.
All right, check this out. Do.
I'm trying to find the one.
It's kind of a low quality image. Let me move in. Can you find a better quality one? It's really hard to see anything on this. They just kind of look like vaguely gunmetal gray blobs.
Ooh,
oh, thank you, Usakun.
And
you have a nice day too.
was that you?
Yeah. If I don't
Okay.
mind that they moved to 3D printing of like little plastic miniatures, but if the cost doesn't come down, that's the real problem. It's always been the problem.
Is this one better?
Let me see. Yes, that one's way better. That one, I can actually see what's going on. Okay. Bonk. Oh, wait. Sorry. That was not the one I intended. Bam. There we go. Oh, man.
I think they look good.
Those are pretty cool looking. Yeah, I gotta agree. So is the idea that like the dwarves are just like sealed in these like metal suits and they fight that way?
Well, from what I know from a couple of friends of mine, they're going the more stunty way, like the stunties from Warhammer 40k. The biker dwarves.
The stunties, the squats.
The squats.
Yeah, okay. Hey, wait a minute. That guy's got a Gatling gun.
Yep.
Why's he got a Gatling gun in Warhammer Fantasy?
Because there were sort of Gatling guns in Warhammer Fantasy, only they were more cannon-y like. They most likely just refined it to a smaller kind.
All right, fair enough. Oh, that's right. Like the orcs did have like fucking the huge like cannons that shot squigs at people and shit. You know. All right.
Let's see if I can find the one with the guns in his moustache.
All right. Yeah, this looks pretty good. And these are Age of Sigmar miniatures?
These are Age of Sigmar miniatures.
Okay. So, I can't get over the fact that they're like, we want new players, but they don't actually do the thing that would bring new players in, which is just make it cheaper.
Right, here's another one. I think that's the one with the guns in his moustache. Sort of like a hovery steampunky balloon.
My god. Oh shit, this reminds me, god damn it, this reminds me of the shit we were trying to do in when we were trying to make our own steampunk game. We were trying to make Praxis. This is totally something that we would have done. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I wish we had actually thought of this. Yeah, we should have actually have thought of that. But it's better that the idea be out there in the world. Although I do occasionally I do think of getting a Kickstarter together and getting the money to actually do that game. But the problem is that RPG development takes up a huge amount of time.
I know, I've tried it.
Yeah, it actually takes up way more time than you think. And like the journey to get to that beautiful rule system that is functional and understandable is a long fucking road.
Yeah, I tried to develop my own setting within Pathfinder. And then the people from Pathfinder came out with Starfinder, which was exactly the same thing I wanted to do.
Oh, yeah. Lizzie was telling me about Starfinder. Yeah, Starfinder. Yeah, take your favorite RPG to the stars. Thousands of years of Pathfinder's futures. Starfinder is a standalone role-playing game evolved from the Pathfinder rules. Okay. Landing August. Okay, this August. Compatibility forums. Are they gonna... Why don't they tell me something else?
There isn't that much information about it yet, so...
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, we got, like, races? The pictures of elves in spacesuits? Come on, man. Give us something. Oh, okay, here's the cover that I can't click on. You gotta be fucking shitting me. What the fuck is this?
Ian World.
God damn it, Paizo. Like, fucking just... Give me the thing. Just make it functional. You know, don't give me like a huge page full of what the fuckery.
I think that's
oh
one
god,
picture.
We gotta go to EN World to actually get the picture. Jesus Christ!
I think
I should be able to just get it from the goddamn website.
Gave you a direct link to the picture, so.
Okay, yeah, I hate it when fucking companies do that. You know, like this was a big problem that I always had with a lot of the RPG companies and the guys that ran them, where I was like, guys, it's not that no one wants the product. It's that you don't give people the pertinent shit that they need to make the decision first.
Mm.
You know, you have to solve this problem. Ooh, this cover art is nice. Oh, man. Okay. So we got human, rat person, and alien. Okay. I was kind of hoping that like one of these would be an elf or something, you know, or space orc, because I like space orcs. Just because like I feel like that would be the natural thing. It's like drow in space, you know, like come on.
Let's see, here's a better one of the red person in a solo.
Oh, rat people. Come on, rat guy. Here we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Oh hey, something from the Paizo blog on Starfinder.
Aha.
The Vesk.
That's what they're called for?
No, those are not the red person. The Vesk are sort of like lizard people.
Ooh, I like lizard people.
Just send you a link.
All right. Let's check this out. Ooh. Yeah. All right. We're getting closer. Yeah, lizard dude. Yeah. I like how he basically has like a blunderbuss that it looks like it shoots lasers.
A laser bus.
Yeah, a laser blunderbuss. Why not? I love stupid shit like that. Like I think that's stuff.
It looks more like a sort of shotgun to me.
Good point. Yeah. Oh, wait. No, they've done it. They've done it. I've seen it.
Yep.
I've seen the light.
The other one with the laser saber.
Let's see. Okay, this picture is a slightly low res picture, but I'm like looking at this. Oh, actually, why don't I search Google for this? I could probably find a better version. Search for image on Google because that's what I want to do. Is this a better version of the picture? How big are you? You're not that big at all. That's kind of a letdown. All right. What if I just search for Starfinder images and go to images, results for Starfinder.
Sharon. Let it load. The Vesk.
Bonk.
And I've got some stuff on the Paizo blog. But it wouldn't load that one.
Huh.
Show post.
Now they actually need to have put like some high res pictures up.
Well, they've got a couple on the Paizo website. Sending you 2 more of bug people.
Oh man, yeah, there is a bit of 40K going on here, like with this character. Hold on, get in there. Yeah, look at that. Like a sword with unnecessary chainsaw. That's 40K all over. You know, that's how you make a weapon even awesomer. You turn into a chainsaw. That's how a sword is more powerful. It's now a chainsaw. I love the fact that everything in whatever 40K can be turned into a chainsaw. It's a chain sword. Okay, it's a chain halberd. It is a chain scalpel. There is a chain scalpel that is canonically used in that universe. I love it. Because you're constantly like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And fucking 40K answered the question, an important question of our time, which was, how do you make big buff dudes look even more masculine? The answer, giant shoulder pads.
The thing that Warcraft stole.
Oh, Warcraft totally stole it. They totally stole it. You know, like 40K had the giant shoulder pads first, man. And it was beautiful because you're just like, this is the dumbest thing ever. For some reason, I don't care. But what I was saying is, here we go. It's hard to see in this picture, but it's this bug chick on the left. Because that's what you need. That's what you need. You need something in every fantasy universe or science fiction universe that everyone wants to have sex with. You have to have it. Otherwise, you got nothing to sell.
That is a Lashunta. That's the iconic character Raya. Lashunta Technomancer.
Okay, what was that, bug person?
Yeah, on the left.
Okay, cool. Technomancer. We'll have to see what that class is like.
You've got, the classes will be Technomancer, Operative, Soldier, Mystic, Solarian, Envoy, and Mechanic.
Envoy and Mechanic?
Yep.
Okay. We'll see how it goes.
The races will be a Lashunta, Android, Vesk, Sharon, the Kasatha, the humans, and the Yosoki. Or the Red Folk.
Ah, okay. The last one's Red Folk.
Yeah,
that actually runs into a problem, which is why we decided when we were doing practice, we wanted to do have them just be fantasy races, at least to start out with, because it's one of those, you only know what two of those things are, which are human and android.
Yep.
And we definitely wanted to hook in and just be like, come on, like, you know what this is. So if we just told people elves, you know what an elf is, and now we could just fuck around with it because we were like, if we make up our own races, we're going to have a hell of a time selling that. But if we tell people, oh, yeah, steampunk elves, it's like, yeah, steampunk elves. Well, what makes them steampunk? It's like, well, they're a poor, oppressed people that live in the ghettos of the city, that they try to beautify all by themselves, but ultimately they know that they are unwanted. And they were like, wait, what are you tapping into there? And we're like, being Jewish. We wanted to make elves Jewish and do it that way. And we also made them, we made the evil elves, the bad elves who would have been the dark elves, but we didn't make them dark skinned. They had the same skin tone. We made them the Nazis, so we were like, yeah, so we'll have the elves be the allegory for the Nazis and the Jewish people both.
And here I am thinking dwarves are more Jewish than elves.
Well, we just, because we had another idea for the dwarves, which was the idea that they were literally carved out of stone. So they still look like dwarves, but everything about them was made out of rocks, and they had gems encrusted in their bodies that they had inlaid, like silver and gold and gem inlays in their bodies, and that's how they tattoo themselves. Because we had a couple of ideas. One was that we wanted them to be made out of stone, and then one of our artists, Emily, came up with the idea that they didn't just look like they were made out of rock, they looked like Michelangelo sculptures, but dwarven. So they were squat and tough, but they looked like Michelangelo's David. They had like that same like physique. They were just short. And she had the idea of like, instead of having hair, their beards are literally those carvings that those statues had. And we were like, this is amazing. It's not quite the dwarves that we know, but we really like this direction. And she came up with the idea of calling them the Steel Kingdoms. And we were like, what are they? And she's like, there should be a chair for each metal. And then we were like, okay, but this is just the dwarves. We need to go weird with it. And she's like, what if there's... And that was... the Countess came up with the idea. She's like, what if there's one based off of precious gems?
I was about to say, because if you're going with stone dwarves, I'd say go for gems instead of steel.
Yeah. So, like, the whole thing evolved. And by the end of it, there were the gold dwarves, the silver dwarves, the iron dwarves, and the gem dwarves. And we realized everyone was going to want to play a gem dwarf. because the pictures that people were coming up with for it just looked amazing. You know, like, if the best way to putting it is they looked like steampunk fucking. The idea was that they were kind of steampunk wrestlers and rap stars from like the 80s. So they just looked ridiculous, but you were like, I totally want to play one of those dudes. Like, they look like they're awesome. And we also had the image of dwarven cannons don't shoot cannonballs, they shoot dwarves. Like, they literally shoot dwarves at you. And there was another big question where they were like, well, how do the dwarves multiply? Like, because we would think about this. And then all of a sudden, my brother had an idea, which he was like, all right, what about this? What if when the dwarves get together and they have a child, the pregnancy ends when a carver, a dwarven craftsman, literally comes along and carves the new dwarf out of the stone belly of the mother. Like, it's a sculpture. And she's the stone. And I'm like, that is amazing.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea. You know, and every race had their way of traveling through time because it was a time travel story. And the main way that you got it is that you floated off the planet and you floated off into space and you caught a time stream. The dwarves, however, we decided that their planet was hollow. So they literally live in a hollow Earth. So they literally dig out from their planet and shoot themselves into space. And the fuel that they use to do this is a precious object. And we were doing this whole thing with the ether. Like, the ether is everywhere. The ether is what makes space and time travel possible. And so for the dwarves, the thing that powered their ships was called the ether ore. A literal metal made out of ether.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. The half-elves we went really crazy with as well, because we wanted the half-elves to just kind of stand in for all of the people, the mixed race people that are in the wake of every conflict. Like they represent, like, you know, the Dust Children of Vietnam or the Gypsies. And the whole, he was like, I really want to give the half-elves an identity. Like, give them something to really do. And we came up with the idea of, like, you know what? We got a race each race is kind of centered around an attribute. What if the half-elves are based around charisma? Like, they're just a very charming people because they've got a little bit of that elf blood going on. And people are like, ooh, you're exotic, but not too. You know, like a little bit of that, which a lot of people, like not quite white people, they immediately got what we were talking about. Like, oh yeah. And we came up with the idea that they were all part of a pirate fleet, that you could start that. You could basically, if you were a half elf, you could start as a space pirate. And the fleet that you were part of was called the Fey-Blooded Fleet. And the whole Fey-Blooded Fleet was based around Peter Pan.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're based around Peter Pan, and we started calling the female we had this idea of the Pirate King, but we also had this idea of the Fairy Godmother, who's this really super old half elf who just like takes care of all the others. You know, and it's kind of a Wendy, and we were originally going to call them Wendy's, but we were like, that's probably cutting into the story, but riding the dick of Peter Pan a little too hard. You know, so we came up with the idea of calling them the Step Sisterhood. And the idea was that they're these crazy, like, kind of half-elf nun girls who tend to all of the, like, kind of maternal needs of the half-elf fleet. But if you played a half-elf female, you didn't have to be part of that. But you could if you wanted to. You know, the idea is like, yeah, no, not all girls do this. But, like, for some reason their culture specifically has this I guess you would call it a convent that kind of set up. So you have this built-in network of support. And then we wanted to connect each race with at least one other race, like basically say your race gets along with these guys really well. Like the humans got along with the dwarves really well. The elves got along really well with the gnomes. The weirdest one, however, was we got rid of gnomes. No, we got rid of the gnomes. Yeah.
No gnomes?
No, wait, no, we didn't. No, we did. We put them back. No. It was a choice between gnomes or kobolds. We were either going to call them gnomes or kobolds. Well, as one of the starting races, and we eventually, we did decide we were going to keep the gnomes. We didn't want to do halflings though, because we were like, halflings are basically gnome light. You know.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's double dipping. Don't do that. But the other one that was really weird, the one that we decided the half-elves got along with the race that we had totally made up, which was the Hindari. And the Hindari was basically like, look, we've got an entire time-traveling British Empire. There has to be an India. There has to be an India. And so we're like, all right, so what if there's a fantasy race and the Hindari, they're blue skinned, they have 4 arms so that they look like fucking paintings of Shiva and Ali and all that. All right, so we got that. Now what? Do we just make them Indians? My brother's like, no, that's stupid. That's too simple. You know, what if to the Hindari, gold is literally virtue? You know how we use gold in stories to represent, like, you know, purity and the soul and value? What if they believe that literally? We're like, well, we can't just do that. That kind of puts them in the bad guy position. We don't want them to be bad guys. And so we came up with that whole idea of the Great Prophet, Profit. The Great Prophet Mendi, who comes and changes their society for all time. But the reason he's able to do this is because he is the most wealthy Hindari ever, so that makes him the most holy. You know, he's literally, by their own logic, the most holy thing that could possibly exist, because he's literally got all the gold. And he's like, no, I've seen a new way, and as a way of generosity. But he can't change the society too much, so he has to couch it like, okay, so you accumulate all your wealth so you can give it away. Because he can't stop them from accumulating. It's too ingrained in their culture. But he can get them to see that giving people things is a really nice thing that maybe you should do. And he's like, you will be measured not just by the gold you accumulate, but by the gold you give away of your own free will. So all gold you give away is counted twice in the heavenly coffers. And this is his big revolutionary idea, which upsets the entire society. And I forget what the mechanic was, but like there was a mechanic. If you were part of the cult of Mendi, if you were a regular Hindari, you had an ability that literally allowed you to pay your way out of situations you shouldn't be able to pay out of. Like, all right, reduce your wealth and heal 1 die 10. You know,
sounds logical in their mind.
Yeah. It's like, you know, if I just give up this money, I'll instead be healed, like dumb shit like that. But for the great prophets, for the followers of the Great Prophet, it was the followers of the Great Prophet that could pay to heal other people. Like they could reduce like their wealth stat to heal people, and that's how their clerics worked. Yeah. We went crazy. fucking there. We had one of the classes was the swashbuckler, and the idea behind the swashbuckler was you could establish a mount, and the mount couldn't always go with you places. Mm-hmm. But it was like, as long as the mount is at least animal intelligent, it's like it's going to be smarter than the average bear, but it's your mount. So when you use a mount power, it's the thing that is affected. And if you change it, then you have to deal with the DM. But as far as the rules are concerned, the stats are identical. But we had a power where the idea was you summon your mount, and wherever you are, it busts through a convenient window. It's like, and if there's anything standing near the window, this counts as a trample attack. And it got really weird because we put in semi-intelligent motorcycles. Like steampunk motorcycles that had like, small robot brains in them, because there were robots in the fucking world. They were called the Clockwork. And they had like primitive brains in them. And so you could have this loyal steampunk motorcycle that would crash through windows on your command. Because we just went crazy. We went so fucking nuts. One of the bad guys was literally a race of beings obsessed with calculating an equation that would destroy all life in existence.
If you ever put it out there, I'll buy it, just because of shits and giggles.
Well, yeah, like the idea was that we really wanted the game to be super fun. We wanted it to be fun, and we wanted it to be kind of stupid. Mm-hmm. It's like, because the setting is really serious. It's all about an empire that is fucking hedging against its own future in order to maintain power by using time travel. And there are a bunch of like tragic stories at the center of it. Like, who is Queen Tempest? Like, who is the Lord Timekeeper? Who are these figures? They all these tragic stories. But we decided that it was better to have that tragic story be there, but have the setting itself be kind of goofy. Mm-hmm. Because that works so well for Warcraft.
It did.
Yeah, like, like why not do that? Why not do that? And yeah, so essentially we did. And I really wish we had, but by the time we were getting to the point of actually having to finalize things, my brother got hired at Bethesda, and he's like, well, I can't say no to this opportunity. And so like he left, and then we were crunching the numbers, and the fucking role-playing game industry was in this huge slump. Like it's still not out of it, but it was, if things are bad in the role-playing game world now, they were really bad 10 years ago. They were really bad.
Well, the entire gaming industry needs a little bit of a crash.
Yeah, it totally
needs things to go on underground again.
Yeah, well, yeah, like it needs to be sexy again. And this is the thing that I was always saying to other people. I was like, no, it needs to be sexy. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because there's one thing that we can give people that they can't get other places, which is fantasy art. Mm-hmm. People don't come to us for our compelling dice rolling mechanics.
Yep.
They come to us because they want to play the fucking knight. They want to play the elven bard. They want to play, the dwarven cleric. That's the stuff that they want. You don't want to sit there and calculate statistics. You want to play the fucking, the dude in the leather jacket with the troubled past and the cyber arm. That's what you want to do. You don't give a shit about how no one really actually cares how accurate your gun mechanics are. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares.
Well, I'm sure there are people out there, but those are mostly power playing.
Yeah. Those are people who just want to wave their cock around and say like, "Well, look how much about guns I know," and it's like nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody really cares. Nobody cares how realistic your dice rolling system is. It just doesn't happen. What they really care about is, I am a half elf cleric shaman of a tiger god. That's what they care about. You know, so we were always like, you got to be able to put the image in people's minds of what it's going to be like to be in this world. And you have to give them something beautiful. You have to give them something beautiful, something that they're going to be actually attracted to, you know, like, which is why I say, look, every great fucking fantasy and science fiction setting rests on something you want to have sex with.
Yeah. It's true. That's true.
Yeah, like think of Star Trek. Star Trek is built on that shit. You know, they may have gotten it away from it in tried to get away from it in fucking like the later years of like the Next Generation. But that was built on fucking too bold to go where no one has gone before and fuck hot chicks in exotic locations. The whole show's built around this concept.
See, in the Next Gen, there was Crusher and Diana Troy.
Yeah.
Those two you always wanted to fuck.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you got one for the ladies and you got one with you. Why do you think they got a woman with like a cinched in waist like that? So they're like put her in a tight outfit and just have her walk around and talk about energies and just have her say erotic a few times. You know, have her actually make out with something and everyone will get it.
Well, crewmate makes a point.
Yeah.
Picard went all the way out. He got the Borg Queen.
Yeah.
He fucked the Borg Queen.
Borg Queen and 7 of 9. You need these things. You absolutely need them. I consider them to be essential. But when you get away from them, you'll notice that that's when people start to disappear. It as much as I hate to admit it, the best and worst thing for Doctor Who was the Matt Smith years. It was the best in terms of audience numbers. But the problem was, I don't think Stephen Moffat was a good showrunner. I think he was really bad.
Yeah, that's what most people say. Moffat isn't the best writer for the show. And finally, hopefully, he's going to leave after this season.
I know. I'm kind of looking forward to it. You know, I'm like, yeah, at the end of this, I'll check Doctor Who out again. But like after that second Matt Smith season, I'm like, no. Actually, the minute we got to River Song and her story, I was like, I'm out.
The new Doctor is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Peter Capaldi's a great actor. Like, I have no doubt in my goddamn mind that, you know, he's good.
It's also a shame he's going to quit after this season.
Yeah. Well, I think they probably do need to start fresh. You know, they need to start it over, you know. Hopefully it'll be good. I would like it to be because I like Doctor Who. But, you know, Matt Smith was the height of the popularity of Doctor Who. Why? Well, lady fans all wanted to bang Matt Smith.
No, not Matt Smith.
Or the Doctor specifically, as played by Matt Smith?
No, God, what's his name? Always forget his name when I need it. The guy who played the Doctor before Matt Smith.
David Tennant?
Tennant, yeah. Everybody wants to fuck Tennant.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of people did, but like when the Matt Smith came in, the audience size exploded. It fucking exploded. Like, it was crazy. And all of a sudden, Doctor Who was intended... someone named Empty Spaces 94 just subscribed. You go, little zombie. You keep running. You'll get somewhere. That's how you succeed in life.
I'll be right back because I need to answer nature.
Oh, okay. You need
a pretty urgent call.
Got it. Oh, man. Yeah, well, Tennant was a bit of a whoopee, but he's a really good one. Yeah, he's the one I liked. You know, I liked David Tennant quite a lot. I thought his run was amazing. You know, of course, that was also like, you know, a lot of that was due to Russell T Davies. That guy could fucking do a fucking meta plot like nobody's business. He could get you to buy into the stupidest shit. The dumbest Doctor Who shit Davies could get you to just fucking buy into. The reality bomb, the master race. Come on. The end of time. Bad Wolf. He got you to buy into all of that. You bought it, even though it was hanging on by the barest goddamn thread. But you bought it hook, line, and sinker. That's how good he was.
And I'm back.
Oh, man. But yeah. He was... I was talking about how much I loved Russell T Davies as the showrunner. It's so good. You know, and it was really weird because like after when the Matt Smith run was well underway, all these people who hated Russell T Davies came out of the woodwork, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You hate Russell T Davies? Like, he's the guy who literally brought back the show. He's good. Like, you're watching it. You're watching the show. You're there every time there's new episodes going. You're eating your popcorn. And as much as people complain about the Doctor and Rose, you gave a shit. Don't deny it. Everyone gave a shit. Everyone cared.
Everyone cried when they separated.
Yeah. When they separate on the rocky shores and on that fjord. You know, so fucking melodramatic. So melodramatic, but you're sitting there going like, ooh. Yeah. I love that shit. I love that. I really do.
And then there was the Matt Smith regeneration. Those last words. I don't want to go. God damn.
Man. Oh, man. No. End of Time. End of Time is filled with those moments. You know? Like, fucking, like, I forget the name of the actor, but he plays, what's her name? The, from Chiswick.
Chiswick.
Donna, the guy who played Donna's grandfather.
Oh, that, yeah, hold on, Donna Noble.
Yeah, Donna Noble's grandfather.
Bernard Cribbins. That's the actor.
Yeah, him.
And it's Wilfred Mott.
Yeah, Bernard Cribbins.
He was awesome.
That fucking dude. He has a superpower that I have not seen in a fucking actor in a long time. Which is, he cries, you cry.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Like, he does fucking brokenhearted old man. Like, it's going out of style. Holy shit. Like, I still remember, God, like the one where it's like the alternate reality in season 4, where the Doctor is killed rather than saves Buckingham Palace. You know, and their neighbor is being taken away, you know, because they're doing this World War II analogy. You know, he's being taken away, and it's like, well, they're taking us to the labor camp because we're not really British. So I guess this is the end. And, you know, Donna's not quite getting it. And she's like, well, it can't be that bad, can it, Grandpa? And then fucking Bernard Cribbins just looks into the camera and goes, labor camps. That's what they called it last time. And you just sit there and you're like, oh, man, dude. Holy crap.
That's a moment that's the entire World War II sings in.
My God.
All at once.
So good. Yeah, so good. So when they brought him back for End of Time, and he has that moment where he's like, no, don't you do it, sir. You're the most marvelous man in the world. You're like, oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Like, you break down in that moment when he starts crying. And, you know, don't you do it, sir. Don't you do it. You're just like, oh man, Jesus Christ, Brock Cribbins, this is a superpower. You know, so I actually really fucking love the End of Time. I fucking love that whole thing. You know, as dumb as the Master Race was, I fucking love it. I will hear no criticism of Master Race.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you know, those guys knew how to get the audience to have that extreme emotional reaction, even when they did fucking dumb shit, like fucking the end of the Dalek story where Davros finally shows up. You know, a moment that you have been waiting for 4 years. You are waiting for Davros to appear. You know, and Davies knew it. He's like, oh yeah, you're waiting for the moment that Davros shows up. I already surprised you with the Master. So now we're going to do, so when we do this, it's got to be the dumbest thing ever. What's Davros going to do? What could Davros possibly do? All right, here's what he does. He is going to steal planets from out of time and put them in a pocket universe to create enough power to create a device that destroys reality. And the minute Davros is like, I will unleash the reality bomb, I'm sitting there going, this is the dumbest thing. Don't change a thing. I am loving every minute of this.
That's typical Doctor Who. It's extremely over the top. It makes you laugh, but still, it makes you think at the same time.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Jesus Christ, he made the Daleks terrifying again. Just that whole, you know what that message to Earth is. You know going in. You know exactly what is going to happen. You're going to hear the words exterminate. But they build it up so well. The minute it actually comes through, you get chills. And you knew it was coming. There was no doubt in your mind.
Do you remember the first episode with the new seasons when the Daleks came?
Good God.
They run up the stairs. And the Dalek comes at the bottom of the stairs. Everybody knows Dalek can't go up the stairs.
Yeah.
And then it starts to hover.
Then it levitates.
Up the stairs.
Yeah, that was the Eighth Doctor. Yeah, I like that. I thought that was a good joke. Levitation. Okay, let's just run out. Let's just leave. You know, but no, I fucking God, that moment where Earth gets that message, exterminate, and everyone's just like, that's it. It's the end. The Daleks are here.
Yep.
You know, the moment that everyone's been dreading, the Daleks make it to Earth. You know, and they did a really good job. And the funny thing is I'm looking at it and I'm buying it and I'm thinking about the history of Doctor Who and I'm like, the Daleks always make it to Earth. When have they not made it to Earth? That's like the second thing they did.
Yeah.
You know, back in them black and white days. But I keep finding myself going, what? I'm still buying it. That's kind of amazing. I still buy it.
You forget every time until it happens.
Yeah. And that's like kind of that to me speaks of a really good quality of storytelling. You know, just pure storytelling. And that's why I really admire Russell T Davies and his team. And why I admire Blizzard, because they're good at that same stupid shit. It's the same type of stupid shit, and they're really, really, really good at it. You know, like you could get into the complicated backstory of who did what and who gives a fuck. You know, you don't care about the complicated political structure of the 3 human kingdoms. What you care about is that the Lich King was a paladin who slew his own father for power.
Yep.
You know, because he always took it too far. And he wouldn't listen when people are like, no, you can't do this. The ends do not justify the means. And he's like, the ends justify the means. It's like, no, it doesn't. Yes, it does. And then all of a sudden he's the Lich King. Now he's the most evil thing on the planet. You know, the ends justifies the means corrupts even the righteous man. You know, that's a great story. And of course, when they did that Lich King trailer, holy crap, that was great. Son, when you were born, the very trees of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas.
Personally, I think Wrath of the Lich King is the best expansion of World of Warcraft, at least to me.
I think I'll be honest. I think Legion is.
Legion is good. It gives me that feeling again that I had with Return of the Lich King.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, Wrath of the Lich King was the best up until Legion, and Legion just barely, in my opinion, exit out. You know, just because there's so much lore. There's so much lore in Legion. Like, it was the big payoff every World of Warcraft fan was waiting for. You know, it answered huge questions. You know, like, wow, what was Burning Crusade all about? That there's an answer. The Legion answers this question, because even when you're playing, the point where you get into the Black Temple and you're like, wait, guys, I got a question. Why are we fucking attacking Illidan? Why are we doing this? Yeah, because you realize when you start fighting him, you actually don't know why you're doing this other than he's Illidan. We want to fight that guy just so we could say we did it and like take his like glaives so we could have glaives and run around, you know. Like that's why we did it as players. But why do the characters do it? That's never answered in Burning Crusade. But it's answered in Legion.
Took a couple of years, but it's answered finally.
It took a while, but they finally got around to it. The fact that it also ties in with Cataclysm and the Mists of Pandaria, you know, they brought everything in, and we're just like, all right, here's the story. Here's the real story, you know. And now that we've told you the real story of Cenarius, let's kill him. I'm like, because you get there, you do that druid story, and it's like, oh my god, Cenarius is dead. You're like, well, fuck. I wasn't expecting that. And it did a really good job of making you go like, holy shit, the Burning Legion is way more powerful than we thought it was. Just way more powerful.
Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. We're so fucked.
Yeah, so fucked. So screwed. They just killed one of the gods. It's over. And of course, you know, what's the one voice going like, no, it's not over until they kill every last one of us, is Illidan. They're just like, this is beautiful. It's so fucking over the top and stupid. And I love it. I completely loved it. You know, and now obviously, like, I didn't get to like the newer dungeons, like the one like they just put out the last week. You know, I kind of stopped playing before then. But that was one of the problems I always had with the MMOs, which is you get to a certain point and I'm like, I don't want to stop playing, but I don't know why I'm supposed to be doing it.
Starting a new character is also a lot of hassle, so you don't do that. So you just eventually take a break.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, killing Vol'jin. Holy shit. That was kind of incredible. You know, fucking putting the Banshee Queen in charge of the fucking horde and just watching how horribly that goes.
God damn it, she needs a good spanking.
Oh my god, like she's so terrible. You know, because all she really cares about is her continued existence, because the problem is she's already had her revenge. Arthas has been slain. Now she doesn't know what to do.
Now there are two characters that need a good story rewrite: Jaina and the Lich Queen.
The Lich Queen?
God, what's her name? Sylvanas.
Oh, the Banshee Queen. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I actually
need a good rewrite, because the story is just going nowhere.
Yeah. Dude, I was actually really surprised that they killed Gul'dan off in the first raid of Legion, the first actual raid dungeon of Legion. I was like, oh shit, like that already happened. Fucking like that, which I was like, no, this is actually kind of beautiful, you know. Let me make sure I've got this a bit of lore right. Yeah. So I loved this detail. So like in the original like Warcraft in the original timeline, Gul'dan is dead. Like fucking dead. Like Illidan killed him. And so that's the skull that he has in Burning Legion that he's holding like fucking Yorick and shit. It's Gul'dan's skull.
Yeah.
You know, but they brought him back in was it Cataclysm or yeah, it was Cataclysm, wasn't it? Where they had the big like time travel thing. No, Warlords of Draenor. It was Warlords.
Draenor was a time travel, yeah.
Yeah. They brought him back in Warlords.
Well, actually, it was alternate universe time travel.
Yeah. So they brought him back, and it's one of those like, all right, so we're gonna break time. We're gonna corrupt the Kronos fleet, the bronze dragons, and we're gonna create cracks in time so that the Legion can not only rule in this timeline but in all timelines. And you're like, oh, that's what the idea was. And they're like, yep, it's all a Legion plot. Oh shit. Okay, so in order to do this, they do a redo. And in that one, Gul'dan is not the one who created the Black Portal. You know, he didn't make the Dark Portal. It was fucking, it was Hellscream. Hellscream makes the Dark Portal. He answers the call of the Legion. So the first thing you do in Warlords of Draenor is you free Gul'dan because you don't know who he fucking is. And he goes off and does bad shit. And fucking, you know, so the first thing that happens in Legion is Illidan's released, and who releases him? It's Gul'dan. It's the Gul'dan from the alternate world. You know, and you get this whole look into Gul'dan's story, which is really super fucking cool and awful. And then at the very end, when he's like, when you fight Gul'dan, you're like, haha, like, no, how could you possibly have defeated me? In the cinematic, Illidan shows up, and he's like, it's me. He's like, no, it's not possible. And he is like, oh yes, I will kill every Gul'dan I see. I will always kill you. He fucking like just destroys him, and at the end he picks up the other Gul'dan's fucking skull. So now he's like got two, and I'm like, god damn it. That is so stupidly awesome. Like the idea Illidan's just gonna have like, I don't know how many skulls of Gul'dan because he'll just always be there to kill a Gul'dan.
Where put I all these skulls? God damn it.
You know, where can I put them all? You know, god damn it. I'm like, this is so dumb, but I love it. It's like that little motion comic about fucking Reinhardt and how Reinhardt sees everything he fights as a dragon. Because he's fucking nuts. You know, because the idea is he's Don Quixote in power armor.
Yeah, he is. He
yeah,
is.
And I'm just like, no, this is awesome.
Oh god. Just had an idea. Illidan kills all the Gul'dans, puts all the skulls in a big pile, uses a magic ritual to summon a super Gul'dan.
A super Gul'dan that take his skull.
And kills him again.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Reinhardt sounds like Pyro? Pyro who?
The Pyro from Team Fortress 2.
Oh, right. It's probably the same voice actor.
absolutely. Yeah. Let's see.
He might be the same voice actor. Like yeah. Bridget is Sancho Panza. Yeah, like his mechanic who maintains the armor. Yeah, it's also why all the characters are very worried about him. Because he always overextends himself. It's why Mercy's always like, maybe you should, give it a rest. Because they're doing to him what everyone does to Don Quixote, which is tells him to stop, but he won't.
It's Grandpa Reinhardt. Everybody worries about Grandpa Reinhardt.
Yeah, exactly. Like making him a grandfather, making him essentially the grandfather of the team, I thought was really awesome. Him reminiscing about the past, and I kind of like the way he does it because, like Soldier 76 is like, oh, the good old days when things were bad, I remember when things were good, what happened to the world, blah, blah, blah. And with Reinhardt, everything's just always awesome.
Ah, yes, you should listen to the classics, like Hasselhoff.
Or fucking, my favorite one is when you get him in a team with Farah. And she goes, I had a poster of you when I was a little girl. And he goes, I remember the poster. My hair was amazing. It's just sort of like how you can never hate Reinhardt. You can never hate this guy.
Nope.
Come out, you bastards. I'll fight the lot of you. Good God. Such a cool character.
He's one of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Next to Torbjorn.
Torbjorn. Well, I love the fact that fucking Blizzard could not resist, even in their fucking superhero settings set in what is ostensibly the future of the real world. They still had to put elves and dwarves in. They had to find a way to do it.
He's Swedish.
I know. No, because what the stereotype of he is a dwarf. I'll tell you what. Do you know what the stereotype of the Swede is? Tall and blonde. Swedes are tall. They are a tall people. So that's just them justifying it. They're like, okay, he's Swedish. It's like the Swedes are not a short people. Like, whatever. Okay, shut up. Shut up. Fuck you. He's not a dwarf. Yeah, because you look at it and you're like, you look at Widowmaker and you're like, yeah, you're a night elf. You're a night elf. You like that's what you are. That was where you got the imagery. That's why they associated her with spiders. In the imagery. They were obviously at some point they were like, hey, what if we did a fantasy setting set in the future of the real world? What would we do with our races? And two of the products of those would be what became Widowmaker and Torbjorn. It's super obvious. And they said they do that all the time. Like they're just like, yeah, we just create until something looks right, and then we're like, ooh, who's this? Which I think is the way to go.
Reaper is then the undead.
Oh, you know what? You might actually be onto something there. Like some version of the Death Knight. You might actually be onto something there.
No, I think more like a version of the Death Knight Shade you can summon.
Oh yeah. Orisa as the waiting animation of the female Dreadeye. Oh shit, you're right. Yeah. It's just instead of just having hooves, she's actually centaur-like.
I'm really starting to like Orisa.
Oh yeah, no. She's actually a really good take. She's actually a really good character. It's really hard. Not everyone knows what to do with her in the game, but like those that do, man. Like she just, if you got a decent, like with Reinhardt, if you got a decent team, you just destroy shit.
Yep.
As long as they just realize that part of their job is to keep you alive. I've been in so many teams where like this basic concept of keep the tank up. Doesn't penetrate.
But everybody forgets it.
They do. They do. They really do. Like it's really, really, really aggravating. And it's one thing when you forget it in the heat of battle and there's a million things going on. You're just like, where's fucking Reinhardt? You know, and you end up healing Genji by accident. Like, okay, whatever. Like, that shit happens. It's literally all right, I am healer. I'm following Genji. Don't do that. Don't do that ever. Genji's job is to sneak around, eat up health packs, and kill dudes. I hate it when Genji asks for healing. You know, because it's the worst. Because you're like, Genji, you're all the way on the other side of the fucking map. I am not coming over there.
Well, yeah, Genji can ask for healing if he's rather close by, but other than that...
Yeah,
nope.
But other than that, no way, I'm not tracking your ass down. Because you got to track him down in order to heal him. That takes too much time. You know, like, that's the other thing. I need healing. You know, I need healing. Well, that's nice. Too bad you're fucking tucked away in that one little alcove that only Genjis can get to, you fucknut. You know, like, I can't tell you how many times that's happened. Good God. Like, it's like, I need healing. Yeah, I know, but you're literally in a place I cannot get to.
Yep.
You know, the hell's wrong with you? Oh, I need healing. Well, you're out of sight. Sorry. You know, fucking... And, oh God, Hanzo on attack. Holy shit. No.
Yeah.
No Hanzo on attack. It's bad. It's bad.
Hanzo in general.
Hanzo in general this season has just been dog shit. I don't know why. Because I'm like, what did they do to Hanzo that made him useless?
I think they gave him a little bit less HP, a little more soaky than he should be.
Well, wait, what? Do you think he has too much health?
No, he doesn't have enough health.
Oh,
because he just gets 2 good shots and he's down.
Yeah. He just fucking gets killed. You know, like, nothing is easier to kill than a Hanzo, except maybe a Zenyatta, to be totally honest. But you're a healer as Zenyatta, so that kind of works. That kind of makes sense. You know, plus he naturally regenerates, so you know, you can keep yourself alive if you know what you're doing. But Hanzo just always seems to go down. He's either completely... I was in one team where I think I even recorded it. There was this really weird thing that happened where this guy starts bitching at the Hanzo. And the problem was was it
a whiny kid last time?
Well, it was one time there was a guy complaining about the Hanzo, but I'm like, the Hanzo's not the problem, you are. You know, you're actually the problem. And I will tell you why. You are playing DPS, right? You're playing a DPS character. I'm pretty sure he wasn't playing Reaper. He might have actually, no, he's playing Genji. He was playing Genji, and he was telling the Hanzo that he was the problem. And I was like, no, you're the problem. And he's like, why? He's like, because I'm playing Zenyatta, and who has all the objective kills? Me. I have all the objective kills. I have golden objective kills. I'm Zenyatta. That's not supposed to happen. If I get golden objective kills as Zenyatta, that means DPS is awful.
Or all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're doing it wrong. You are just fundamentally doing it wrong. And the other thing is the Hanzo we had, this was actually, first of all, we were on defense, so having a Hanzo made sense. And he was really good. Like, he was killing dudes left and right. He was one of those guys that he had the touch. He had the magic touch. You know, he was the one in 100 that actually knew what he was fucking doing. So I kept seeing him just fucking kill dudes. Like, he just fucking killed dudes. He even got play of the game. And I'm like, and after this guy gets play of the game, he finally does, you know, he gets play of the game. I still get more objective kills. So whatever, you know, but, you know, so there is that. But he also knew how to use his ult. So I'm like, it's not the greatest. Having Hanzo's not the greatest, but he's not the worst. The worst is you. You know, because you're Genji. Genji should have golden objective kills. That's his job. He needs to be getting that like it's going out of style. You know?
Yeah.
You know, and so I was mad there. And another time there was another guy telling a dude to stop playing McCree. And it was really frustrating because up until the moment the guy says, you need to stop playing McCree, we were actually doing really well. Like, we won the first round handy. 100-0. You know, King of the Hill, 100-0. You know, or no, it wasn't King of the Hill. It was a fucking, it was the payload mission in King's Row.
Mm-hmm.
We completed it in like 4 minutes. So we fucking dominated. We dominated that map. And he's complaining about the McCree. And I'm like, I knew what he meant because the McCree did suck ass. But I couldn't figure out how to say, you know, in a constructive way, dude, don't fucking tell a dude to switch out. Ever. Don't ever do that. Don't ever. You can make a suggestion, but you don't fucking tell people. But with that said, McCree, you're playing like shit. You know, I wish I couldn't figure out how to actually say it in the moment. You know, because
it's always a problem.
Yeah, because I hate it when those problems come up because you're always like, fuck. You know, there it is. Everything just fucking fell apart because this guy won't let it go. You know, like that one girl who just had to have Soldier 76. You're just like, oh my God, would you fucking stop? Would you fucking stop? Yo, fucking Soldier 76 is not your husbando. Like, fucking stop it. You know, pick something else. You got to be able to play something. You got to be able to play something, you know? Like, there are 3 characters I'm one character I'm really good at and 2 characters I'm decent with. And yeah, I do run into situations where all the characters I've taken, all the characters I need, I'm decent at, are taken. You know what I do? I just deal with it. And sometimes we win anyway.
You just pick something else and hope for the best.
Yeah. You know, it's like my order is Zenyatta, Junkrat, and Orisa at this point. It used to be Reinhardt. But I can only play Reinhardt one way, which is totally turtling it. And that doesn't necessarily...
slowly advance.
Well, yeah. Do the shield up, slow advance. You know, I can do that. But the minute anyone starts going, let's do a dive bomb combo, I'm like, oh God, no, we're done. I can't do that. Just do it simply. And by the way, no one can do a dive bomb combo. I've never seen it successfully pulled off. Shut the fuck up. You know, you are in bronze. Play like you were in bronze, okay? You know, it's nice that you want to pull off the big flashy move, but you gotta actually be able to do it. And you, my friend, cannot actually do it. So we need to keep it basic. You know, we need to go back to basics, which is stay in a group, hit dudes, heal dudes if you heal, kill dudes if you can kill them, and make sure that you remember whether this is King of the Hill, capture the objective, or escort the payload. That's your job. That's your job. That's what you're fucking doing. And if they win, they win. And if we win, we're awesome. Okay? Come on. God. So many... Like, I still... Oh my God. Troll Maze. Going to kill Troll Maze. Troll Maze isn't competitive. What the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you do that?
Because you're not so good and competitive yourself. You just troll the other team and bring them down.
Yeah, well, that's what keeps happening. It kept happening. That was, God, it was one of those really tragic moments where it's like we had a team, we worked brilliantly, one guy leaves, and we're like, okay, well, the rest of us could probably hold up because, like, we didn't even lose the best dude. So we were like, okay, we keep doing this. So we go in, we get this new guy, he starts playing May. And we're like, May's good on this map. Wall goes up first thing, and we're like, okay, fine, whatever. But then this guy consistently uses the wall to fuck us over. At one point, he puts the wall on the payload as we're fighting over it. We're like, what? No, you put the ice wall to the side of the payload so it forces them to come the other side where we're ready. You don't put it on the payload. That just means we can't shoot them anymore. And because we're on defense, that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're just like, I'm going to fucking kill. I will fucking murder you in your sleep. Murder sleep.
Me is not Bay at that moment.
No, May was not Bay that time. Not at all. Not even close. We were trying to figure out how we could actually kick her from the team. You know, because we were like, we just all ended up reporting him. There was this one dude, let me tell you, I am looking forward to the end of this week in Overwatch Competitive, because at the end of this week, fucking spring break ends. I am so looking forward to every fucking frat boy who has got free time this week going the fuck away. Holy fuck. Like, I was trying, because I was, all this week, I was like, why is everything sucking right now? Like, every team I'm getting in is awful. You know, I am losing match after match after match, and part of it was, I was going through a bit of a depression, so my own game was a bit down. But I was trying, but that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was just the team talk itself. The team talk itself was horrible. Let me see if I can fucking find this thing. I recorded some of this shit. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fucking believe it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Let's see. Let's see, is this it? No, that's not it. What about this? Nope. That ain't it either. Fuck, I might be screwed.
Yeah, that's Korean.
Is this it? Hey, hold on, this might be it. Let me see if I can find it. I'll put it up. Nope. No, this is not it. Damn it. Well, I may just not have it anymore. I don't know where. Oh, wait. I have two folders that got shit. Hold on. Oh, yeah. All right.
There it is.
Hold on. Yeah, I think I found it. All right.
Good.
All right. It wasn't that one. Let's get some details here so we can see. 419. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Wasn't that? No, that's me. That's us actually ruling. No. Can't let that. Whoa. Mute that shit. No, it's not it. God damn it. I thought I had this. Well, maybe I don't. Well, you know what? You're in luck, because I will instead share with you guys something. Oh, wait. Hold on. Maybe you're out of luck. Come on. Streams. There's the Doom stuff. Boom. Bam. Date 4/17. Is this it? Come on. Oh, nope. That's An out of sync recording. All right, so fuck that. Here, we'll do something fun instead. So I'm gonna play some Overwatch.
Yeah, that's Korean. I can say her Korean voice line.
All right, bear in mind this girl is playing Diva.
Get Sleepwalker?
Yeah.
You're gonna go scout for the Bastion.
Yeah, I'll go find his little bitch ass.
Now you have a Genji for that, get on point.
That's true. That is true. Oh god, Anna's so dead. Snag that health back away from her. Russian bitch.
Yeah, sorry about the
I'm gonna
echo.
watch it 4 a.m.
Tatiana.
There's Farah. Come here. Nice. Just my headphones. Mountain jump.
Tati Dunk.
Donkey rat.
Aaron, Linda.
And no, so dead. Why does this happen to me? Ugh. All around me, fuck, are familiar faces.
Yeah. We saw that in the game.
At least I got my big boom.
I don't know, I just wasted my ult or whatever.
Yeah. It's. I was amazed because she starts talking, and I'm immediately like, "You're playing Diva?" And she's like, "Yeah." Like, you sound just like her. She's like, "I guess I do."
Players like that make the game awesome.
Yeah. That we ended up losing that match, but that match was actually a lot of fun just because of that team. And everyone tried. It wasn't like people fucked off and trolled. It's just like we legitimately just lost. But one, I obviously it didn't pick up my voice from that because the entire time I'm actually there are times when you're like, is she responding to someone? She's actually responding to me. Like I'm actually talking to her. Like when she's like all around, when she's like, why does this happen to me? I immediately start in what like I've made my mistakes. Like, oh man, yeah, that round was a lot of fun. But the one that I couldn't find, which is probably you get right down to, it's probably for the best. Was this dude who fucking, I don't know what he and his friend were doing. It's one of those, why are you playing?
What is this, two bitchy gay guys?
No, like that was bad. But let me put it this way. That was bad, but I could tell that those guys at least wanted to win. This guy's whole fucking goal just seemed to be to get on voice chat and talk about beating slaves and niggers for like the entire match. The entire fucking match. And I'm just sitting there going like, what's your end game here? Because here's the thing. It wasn't like he was any good. He was dog shit. He was bad. He was just categorically bad. Once again, playing Zenyatta, I have the objective kills. He's playing McCree. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you and your... It was one of those, like, you and your buddy are awful. Like, I don't mean as human beings. I mean as players. You're dog shit. You know, like, you gotta be at least competent in order for people to not care that you're singing about beating slaves for fucking 5 minutes. You know, like,
yeah,
what the fuck is going on? Like that was a couple of days ago, and I was just like, what the fuck happened? What happened? Why is Overwatch just complete fucking cancer right now? And why is Team Chat like fucking cancer? And then I was like, oh, spring break. spring break is going on. So
Yep.
all the college kids have nothing
They're free,
to
they have
do.
free
They're
time.
free. You know? And so they're coming on the game and making TeamSpeak suck. And I'm just like, I need this to end. I need this to stop right now. It also explains why I kept running into so many games with little kids. Because they had off school. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, like, this is, by the way, this is all in competitive, by the way. Like,
Ouch.
oh, God.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Ouch.
yeah. Oh, it hurt. It fucking hurt. Like, my fucking SR took a nosedive. Like, I was just about to finally get out of bronze. My dick got knocked right back into the dirt. You know, cannot get out, you know. And I know that a lot of the problems with me being in bronze is the fact that I don't play it like it's a job, you know, so I'm not getting out of it. But I was kind of hoping to at least be in silver by now, you know. But no, my dick just keeps getting knocked into the goddamn dirt, and I lost like 200 SR, you know, that I've yet to gain back. You know, so I'm languishing at like 600, and I'm like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me! Like, what the hell happened? Because like before this, regularly I was getting like at least 3 wins a night. You know, after playing, you know, 2 hours of play, 3 wins. That's okay.
It's decent.
That's decent. You know, like you're climbing out. You know, steady incremental improvement. You know, awesome. Fucking. From Monday to today, it's just been lose. Fucking drunk dude, little kid, fucking frat boy, little kid, frat boy, little kid. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this happening? And yeah, spring break. So I cannot wait for that to be over. So they're all fucking like taking their chemistry courses. So I can just go back to fucking healing and shooting people. You know? And quick play is no picnic right now either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Otherwise I would do that. But like, I was like, because I was going to. I was like, you know what? Maybe, fuck it. I'll go to quick play. Fucking have a few beers. Have some laughs. No, same shit. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, you just gotta be kidding me. Like, I don't know. I have never played with so many Hanzo mains, and you know, this week it's been Hanzo mains all the time. I have not been in a team without a Hanzo. Like, it just doesn't happen right now. Like, the funny thing is, like, Horror Guru got into a game. They didn't have a Hanzo. They won. Because they were doing the Reinhardt-Ursa combo.
Everybody thinks Hanzo is a good idea. But he's hard to master.
He's really super hard. And, like, so many times when you are killed by him, you're like, you didn't even know I was there. You didn't even know I was there. You flung an arrow into the group, and it just happened to hit me. You know, it's one of the frustrations of that character. Like, although I will say I have been in games where the Hanzo was awesome, but like I said, he's the 1 out of 100. You know, the true Hanzo main, the one who's actually the one that all the others is just wishing they were. That guy or gal is rare. You know, but they exist. I've seen them, you know, and they can make or break a game. But the player who is that good at Hanzo is not the one who pitches a shit fit. You know, they're never the ones who pitch the shit fit. They're never the ones who were just like, no, I'm playing Hanzo. You know, they're always just like, I'm playing Hanzo. What are you going to do? I'm going to shoot people with my arrow. All right, what are you going to do then? Well, you know, well-placed ult. That usually does it. You know, kills everything, kind of. That's what it does. Oh, all right. Oh shit! All the enemies are grouped together. Oh, so you got the way. Team kill. Well, all right, Hanzo.
Yes. One of those things when you hear it, you run frantically around.
Yes. Yeah. If you hear someone screaming in Japanese, just run. But what if it's my team member? It's never your team member. it's never your
It's
team
always
member.
the enemy.
Always the other guy. You know, fucking hell. Although, probably one of my favorite moments ever, I did kill a Hanzo who had just gotten his ult off. You know, I'm
Nice.
Zenyatta. I am just on the edge of those fucking twin dragons. I'm like, oh shit. I just moved to the left. It goes by me, and I'm like, holy shit. I dodged that shit like the Matrix. I didn't think I was going to make it. And then I see that Hanzo's over there, and I realize I've been charging, you know, the Zen balls the whole time. And I'm like, all right. Dead. And I'm like, yes.
God, at times I dodged a Hanzo main of Hanzo ult with Turbulent. Bloody
Oh
hell.
my god. Jesus Christ. Dude, what did they do to Torbjorn's turret? That thing is fucking mighty now. It was always good, but now it's just like, it just destroys shit.
Well, he needed it, to be honest.
I agree. I actually agree. Like, he needed to be a bit beefier, but now it's sort of like, oh, there's Torbjorn's turret. It went from, all right, let's get Torbjorn's turret to like, I'm not touching that thing. I'm not getting in the way of that thing. Fuck you. Like, that's Hanzo's job. Have him do it.
And if I get near it, there's most likely an angry Turbulent next to it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you have to oh god, we have this one team. They it was Mercy and Torbjorn.
Oh
And
god.
Mercy's whole job was just keep Torbjorn up, and Torbjorn's whole job was keeping his turret
The
up.
turret up.
And you're just sitting there, and they're up high. They're on a roof. It was Hollywood. They were on defense.
You're fucked.
Oh my god, it was awful. It was awful. It was the worst. And the thing that made it even more frustrating is there were 3 people on our team who knew what was going on and knew how to counter it. But we were playing Reinhardt, Genji, and Zenyatta.
Mm.
There's not a lot we can do about the Mercy Torbjorn combo that's on a roof. Because Reinhardt can't get there. I can't get there. And Genji can get there, but he's going to get immediately killed. There's no way that turret doesn't just kill Genji. There's no way. You need Junkrat to fucking mind fly his way up there and drop grenades and get lucky. That's what you need. Or you need Orisa. Our Orisa wasn't that good. So we just keep getting killed by this turret, and we had this one idiot talking, going, what's killing us? What's killing us? And I'm just sort of like, there's a Torbjorn turret up here. Why doesn't someone destroy it? Because it keeps killing everybody. So he's like, why does the Reinhardt do something? He's trying to. He is trying to put the shield between you and it long enough for someone to take it out. But whenever he sets it up, you run off. You run away. I'm the one shooting at it, but I don't do enough damage. I can literally take the turret down to 1 bar with a full fucking ult charge, meaning the alternate fire, not the ultimate. I can just about get it there. So if even a tracer fucking just nicks it, it's gone. But the problem is, there's a Torbjorn there, and there's a Mercy whose whole job is to heal Torbjorn. So we have to kill all 3 of those things. Otherwise, it doesn't fucking work. Because by the time, if I just kill the turret, Torbjorn will just put it back up. If we just kill we can't just kill Torbjorn because Mercy is fucking riding his dick like it's going ass style.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like she is riding that dick like it is time for the gangbang at the orgy convention. You know, like fucking, there's no way she's getting off that thing. And so we have to just go in we have to kill Mercy first, but if we go for Mercy without dealing with the turret will kill whoever goes after Mercy. This combination is mighty if you set it up in the right place. It's practically undefeatable, except by Orisa and Junkrat. They can do something about it. But our Orisa sucked, and our Junkrat was bad. There is one rule with Junkrat. Always be firing. Always. The only time you don't fire is if you are not where enemies are. Because you're running, so you don't want to lose precious milliseconds firing a gun when you should be running to the enemy so you can fire the gun. Like, it's precious milliseconds of not explosions happening. So this guy is coming in and he is doing something, and I'm like, this is how bad he was at Junkrat. At one of those, like, this is one of those mistakes where you're like, if you make this mistake, you are not ready for competitive one way or the other. You know, doesn't matter. He is trying to aim.
Ooh, aim with Junkrat?
With Junkrat. Holy fucking shit. Like, that is not knowing the character at an embarrassing level. It's like, no. You don't aim with Junkrat. You just fire. You fire because he fires grenades. They bounce all over the place. They're unpredictable. That's the whole idea. You know, you fire in the vague direction and you don't worry about aiming. You arc it. You know, so you're like, all right, as long as it gets to the top of that building and I keep firing, it's going to hit something, especially if I know something's up there. So you could take out a Torbjorn. You could just defeat this Mercy Torbjorn combo with a little bit of luck. You know,
couple lucky shots and they're gone.
And they're just dead. They're just dead. There's nothing you could do. You know, and I seen this happen. I seen this happen where it's like we had Junkrat up there, but like there was someone. Oh God, what character was it? It wasn't Reaper. It was another. Oh, it was a soldier. Junkrat had to kill a soldier, but there was a Torbjorn turret. There was no Torbjorn, but there was a Torbjorn turret up there. So I don't know what happened to Torbjorn. Like, he was obviously still alive. His turret was up, but like we didn't know where he was. He had to get up there. Orisa did something that I'm like, oh shit, I've never actually seen someone do this. Because the soldier is the one killing everybody, she threw the shield up on the roof and then had Junkrat sit on a mine, blow up, and fucking get onto the roof and sit behind the shield and kill soldier.
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
It was a really smart idea. Another smart idea that I saw where I was like, oh shit, that is so fucking mean. All right, so King's Row. We're on defense. And as you know, what comes out of the upper level of the cathedral?
Snipers.
The sniper. Every time, without fail. The Orisa goes forward, like really forward, like overextending forward. And we're just like, what are you doing? And the player's just like, don't worry about it, I got this. And they're like, you were going to get killed by whatever sniper comes out there, you know, because we're not sending our Rhine out. He'll get killed. And she's like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And we're like, okay, man, whatever you want. Okay, game starts, door opens, fucking Widowmaker comes out the top. And we're like, this is it. Orisa then throws her shield up there, blocking Widowmaker for 10 seconds.
Long enough to get through.
Long enough. She's just like, all right, Widowmaker's fucked. Just fucking charge in. And we kept them at that door. They never got out. And we were just like, I was like, holy fucking shit. I never even thought of doing that. It's like, I do this all the time. It's like, how's it work? It's like, well, I'm sure they'll catch wise soon enough. But for now, 80% of the time, it works 100% of the time. No, it was beautiful. That was a beautiful play. Like that's one where we won because like the Widowmaker and 2 other players on the opposite team quit. Like that happened and they just fucking quit and we were like, "Oh shit." They quit. What do we do? And they're like, "Well, the match is going now. You okay with just winning?" And we're like, "I am totally fine with just winning."
Rage quitting because somebody threw a shield in front of you.
I know.
God damn.
I was amazed that match. They didn't last like the first round. They quit before the first round was over. And we were like, "What?" I never seen people quit that fast. Like, you weren't in the game long enough to rage. What the fuck happened? You know, because and we just kept them there. And that that one character just playing Tracer. I'm like, it's just like, no, I'm doing this. I'm gonna make you just go through all 3 rounds of this fucking game with just me. And we're just sitting there and we're just going like, we salute you. We fucking salute you. We're still gonna kill you. But we salute you. We actually did commend her at the end. She got the commendation. We're like, no, you deserve it. You're the last player on your fucking team. And she just went with us for like 2 rounds. Actually killed everybody at least once.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Pretty nice.
yeah. Everyone got killed by her at least once. And we're like, oh shit, like this trace is actually really good. The only problem is there's 6 of us. You know, and so later on, when I was in a similar situation, like I was in a situation where it was a motherfucker on the goddamn team who just made everyone's life miserable. It was a guy playing, it was a Hanzo. Oh, no, it was a diva. It was a diva named Nightbreed. So I thought we were going to get along. No.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Because with that name, you just have to have seen the movie.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we're going to be okay. Like, no, I'm at least going to get along with this guy, right? He's got a horror movie reference. No, he is literally playing diva and killing himself constantly. Like on purpose. Not like nerf this ultimate, but like literally jumping off of cliffs. And it's doing the like, I make you lose. And we're just like, what the fuck? What the fuck you doing, man? And we're just like, and people are getting mad, and I'm like, no, he's throwing the game. We're 5-6. We're just 5-6. You know, just keep going. Ignore diva. Diva's useless. You know, just work around it. And by the end of the final round, I'm the only one left. Everyone else is rage quit. And I am like, and here's the thing that's really, really, really annoying. The other team categorically sucked. They categorically sucked. They were bad. But it didn't matter.
Player down.
Yeah, we were players down and we had a guy fucking with us. It didn't fucking matter. But I was just like, no, fuck you. I am capturing as much as possible. And I am killing dudes left and right. I get a team kill by myself. It's not enough to save the situation.
But at least you feel good.
Yeah, it makes you feel good, you know. And I get play the game, you know, because I fucking team killed them. That's what you have to do when you're a Zenyatta, you know, to get play of the game. And I was pretty satisfied with myself. You know, get into the next match, and some guy's like, how you doing? And he's like, how you doing? And I'm like, dude, I was just in a really terrible match with a fucking dude, and he fucking just kept knocking our dicks in the dirt. But you know what? I was bound and determined not to let it defeat me. I was the only person on our team, and at the end, I got play of the game. So that was fucking awesome. And this motherfucker, this prick, just goes, oh. And I'm like, and I got a team kill on 1v6. 1v6. Now, granted, they sucked, but that's still an achievement.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And it's just, and I'm just like, what kind of attitude are you coming in here with, man? You know, and I knew from that point on, I was like, okay, this match is a complete loss. Like, this match is a loss because, like, I'm coming in, I'm laughing, he's knocking my dick in the dirt, and we're not even past the first 30 seconds. The match hasn't even started, and he is fucking talking like that. I'm just like, what the fuck is up with some people?
Yeah, some people have problems seeing the positivity in life.
Yeah, and this was beyond this. It was like, how dare I be happy that I had done something? And I'm like, dude, I'm playing the healer right now. I think you need to suck my dick. You know, like, I didn't say that in chat because I was like, oh god, it's gonna be one of these. You know, but that's definitely like kind of like, I'm playing the healer. Do you mind? You know, little bit of fucking respect. You know, but no, none for me. Not from this random asshole.
Yeah, can't be helped really.
Yeah, no, it can't be helped. Not really. You know, but man, I did kind of. I keep wondering whether I should do a video called "Assholes I Met," like cunts I met in Overwatch this week.
Actually, it will be funny.
Yeah. Just record everything and then just be like, all right, let's just show you some of the assholes I've actually dealt with this week. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
You'd also have to do a top 10 awesome people I met in Overwatch.
Yeah. Top 10. I think Diva Girl would be one of them. You know, because like I said, like we didn't win, but that wasn't for lack of trying. It was just, they were just simply better. You know, they were just simply better because they kept coming back. Like, we had no trouble killing them, but we had every trouble holding the point.
Yeah.
You know, like, basically, if we could keep them split, it was very obvious they worked very well as a team. So if we could keep them split up, we could theoretically win. But so it was like we were 2-2 for a while until the end, and then they got the advantage, and it was just like it was over. That was 3-2, and we had lost. You know, but we didn't feel like we definitely didn't feel like we sucked. You know, we could keep them broken up, but we couldn't keep them from coming back because they were doing that thing you're supposed to do. All right, 3 of us are down, pull back to the point, wait for everybody else, go in as a team. You know, eventually it'll work. It will eventually work if you group up and go in all at once. It will eventually work. You know, and that's what they were doing to us every time. You know, and it worked. It worked. It totally worked. You know, they knew who to go for. You know, they always threw. Oh God, who was it? They were always throwing at me. They Junkrat. They're always throwing Junkrat at me, and I'm like, oh God, no, not Junkrat, not again, not again. Oh God, that's right. And for some reason, my HUD disappeared in the middle of that match. I know that cost us the game. I know it cost us the game because I was out for like 45 seconds. Just trying to get literal control of my character. You know, and it's not like I can bow out and have someone else slot in. It's competitive. It doesn't work that way. You know, once you're in, you're in, and if you're out, they don't replace you with somebody. You know, but yeah, like everything collapsed and I was stuck and I was like, why? My computer was running, the game was running, but it wouldn't take any input. You know? I later found out that what it was it was shadow play. It was NVIDIA shadow play. It had fucked my entire HUD up because it was competing with the Windows 10 game recording feature. Now, here's the ironic thing. The Windows 10 game recording feature is way better than shadow play. The native Microsoft game recorder is superior.
Something is wrong there.
I know, right? Like, how is that even possible? Like, for example, like I can, if I really, really, it's really interesting because what they did is when you're playing a game, if you hit window key G, it just pulls up the recorder. It loads up the recorder immediately. And it's like, okay, do you want to record? Yes. Do you want to record with the default microphone? Which is, of course, the microphone I'm using now. You're like, yes. And it goes, okay. Boom. And it just starts recording everything. And it doesn't stop until you tell it to stop. And that's it. And you tell it what, the biggest problem that it has is that you have to figure out how to tell it to put things in a specific folder. That was a little difficult. I don't even think I could describe it. You'd have to look it up, but it works. It works. So I'm like, well, fuck shadow play. Like fuck that. If the native, and I've looked over all the native footage, all the Windows 10 creative thing footage, it's all perfectly usable. So it's like, oh, well, higher quality, lower latency, less invasive. Yeah, fuck yeah. Now, granted, it also tells you like, hey, would you like to stream your stuff? Do not use that because they're going to force you to use the Xbox service, and you don't want that.
Nope.
You do not want that shit.
I'm pretty happy with OBS Studio. So
yeah. OBS Studio and XSplit are pretty much the way to go.
The thing is, XSplitter, you need to pay a monthly fee to be at least a little bit more decent than normally.
Yeah,
but you don't have yet.
It's so inexpensive. It's like $15 for 3 months.
Yeah, but if you don't have the money, then it's rather expensive.
Yeah, good point. I mean, OBS will work perfectly.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
One of the things, although, man, I gotta say, one of the things I was really sad about was I was really hoping that Sony and PS4 would get on the streaming bandwagon. And they tried to. But then the rest of Sony fucked with them. Because I'm like, hey, I got an idea. Why don't you just, instead of trying to make your own stupid service that no one's going to fucking use, why don't you just have set up the PlayStation 4 so you can hook up a webcam, or you have an additional HDMI in port in case someone wants to use, like, say, a camcorder. Have it all processed through that, and automatically give you the option of automatically hooking up to Twitch or YouTube. So you could just do it like that. Why not? You're already streaming to your own stupid PlayStation network that nobody watches. Why not just do it to some place where it's going to actually get eyeballs? Why not? And of course, because Sony. That's why. Because what I'm like, why wouldn't you do that? Just be the friend of be the friend of the enthusiast again. Come on. They drive sales. They're your best cheerleaders.
Yep.
Oh well.
Seems like you don't want your money, so.
Allergic to cash. Like, and this is another thing that I've noticed, which is it penny wise, pound foolish. Well, I don't want to give my artwork away. And I'm like, no, give it away. They're like, well, I can't sell it if I give it away. Bullshit. Yes, you can.
There's always somebody who will pay for it.
Yeah. You need to find that person. You need to find the people who will pay. Who will be like, hey, you know what? I can't give you enough money. You need to find those people. And I think that the Super Chat has proven that those people exist.
Yeah, I wish it could pay in Super Chat, but it doesn't accept PayPal.
Yeah, I kind of wish it did. Like, I guess that would be the next thing that maybe they should work on.
Well, what I read a little bit out of Super Chat is that it did accept PayPal.
Oh, what happened?
I have no clue. I can't find it out.
Huh, so it did at one point, but it doesn't anymore?
Exactly.
Ooh, interesting.
Might be because of PayPal and refunding things. So
that would make sense. Yeah, because small PayPal transactions are probably a little pricey in the long run, as opposed to the individual debit transactions, which they have pretty much they basically cost nothing.
well, I think the thing is, PayPal doesn't cost a lot for me because I pay directly through my bank. I just use PayPal to pay for stuff in America. So the only time it costs extra if I, let's say, pay with PayPal for something within Europe.
I see. Okay. I don't know.
Because let's see, a couple of last week, I ordered some food and paid with PayPal. The food was, I think, €1 more expensive than it normally would be because of PayPal. But if I, let's say, pay in Steam with PayPal, I'll just pay the normal price.
Oh, it doesn't automatically do the euro to dollar conversion? The Steam, rather?
Yeah, I already pay in euros on Steam, so...
Oh, okay.
Just, I think it has to do with companies either being in the States or being within Europe themselves. Because within Europe, you have a lot of options to just pay directly with your bank instead of a credit card. A lot of Europeans don't have a credit card.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's primarily a North American thing.
And if I look at the super chat, if I want to say something, buy and send, it will ask for a credit card, which we don't have.
Well, yeah, but do you have a debit card? That'll also work.
I have a debit card, but I don't think I have the 3 things necessary, or one of 3 things. Let's grab my wallet.
So I'm pretty sure you just need the number. Yeah, debit card will work.
Let's see, Visa, something else, and something American Express. What do I have on my debit card? Doesn't say. Well, bugger. I could try the debit card.
Okay. Yeah. Like it's got to be either Visa, MasterCard, like Discover, right?
What the hell is a CVC?
CVC. Oh, the CVC is the if you look on the back, there should be a little black box and there are 3 numbers in it.
So that would be that. It's a magnetic strip. The entire thing is just different.
Oh, really?
03. Oh, I could try that.
Yeah, expiration and account number.
64. Nope, doesn't work.
Doesn't work? Huh.
Because I have a certain number on it that is also letters, and it doesn't accept letters.
Oh, shit. So European debit cards have letters?
The Dutch ones have, because we adjusted the whole banking system over here to go with European standards.
Holy shit. And in doing so, they introduced a thing that fucking makes international purchases impossible.
Well, it doesn't make it impossible, it just makes it annoying.
Oh, wow.
Let's say we have NL, which is Netherlands, and then we have a small letter code for the bank we're at.
So it makes sense. It's just that, unfortunately... Oh, okay.
Thing is, if you want to buy something outside of Europe, or maybe in another European country, so that's getting less and less, you have to use PayPal, because You can't pay otherwise unless they implement some sort of banking system you already have in your country.
Oh shit, yeah, because everyone else just uses numbers. So it's the oh shit. Oh man, like it's literally the system itself that's fucking you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Like I wow. God damn it, European Union, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Well, it was actually done to make banking within the EU a lot easier with other European Union countries.
Oh, okay, but in doing so it makes it harder outside of the EU.
Well, it was already a little bit iffy paying with a banking card outside of the EU.
Oh man. I didn't
Because
realize this.
Because not all our cards have the MasterCard, CVC, stuff like that on it.
Got it. Can you apply for the question? Can you apply for the PayPal card?
I have absolutely no clue how to do that.
Huh. I wonder if that even would count. Like just as a point of curiosity, because I'm like, I wonder. Let me see. Like PayPal card.
I've tried looking it up before, but I could never find it.
PayPal MasterCard. Oh, it's done through MasterCard. Okay. Interesting.
Prepaid.
Yeah, PayPal MasterCard. As the PayPal Extras card holder, you're automatically enrolled in the rewards program.
PayPal cards have to be invite only, or at
Oh.
least ability modifier thinks that.
Request.
That wouldn't load.
Really? So okay, so the PayPal credit card is invite only?
That's what ability modifier thinks.
No. I'm here at the website, and unless I've been invited, it just says like apply for the PayPal credit card, and it sends me to a login screen. Unable to process your request.
PayPal MasterCard. Okay, PayPal prepaid MasterCard. Because when I clicked on it just a moment ago, it wouldn't load.
Money.
PayPal debit MasterCard. You know what? Bank PayPal. Let's see if I can find something there. Login. Those won't load. Search. Summary. Activity. Missing request money. Because if I'm looking at my PayPal account right now, can't find anything that could give me a PayPal credit card or something like that.
Yeah, mine says we are unable to process your request for the PayPal MasterCard. I don't know exactly what that means. Huh. Oh well. Whatever.
That's not that bad.
Oh yeah. I was just all of a sudden got very curious about it.
You still get my monthly $5, so.
Yay. That's $5 I enjoy particularly. Oh man.
That's why I'm so glad they implemented PayPal within
Patreon.
what's his name? Patreon.
Yeah. No shit. Like, hey, any way you can get the money, and it's one of those weird things, because on the one hand, I really understand why people are like, hey man, don't give away anything for free. But the problem is that I don't know. Have you ever read the book Accelerando?
Nope.
Okay, it's a Charles Stross book. Do you know who he is?
Nope.
Okay, he's a science fiction author.
Mm-hmm.
For lack of a better way of putting it, he's like a Gen X science fiction author. Like he's a big dude in a leather jacket, like, and I mean, like, like he's a big fat dude in a leather jacket. And he fucking wrote this story about a cat that lives at the moment of the singularity.
Okay.
The moment where all technology just connects and takes off and like humans become godlike. And it's the story of this one cat and who belongs to this family, and the cat is sentient because the dad of the family has genetically modified the cat to be intelligent because he gets drunk one night.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what if the cat could talk? And so he genetically modifies the cat to talk. And goes to sleep and forgets that he does it. And he wakes up and the cat is sitting there looking very angry at him. And he is like, what's your problem? And he's like, wake up, you fat fuck. And he's like, oh shit, what the fuck? You're talking to me. He's like, yeah, I know. I talk. But what I don't have are thumbs that are going to open that can. So you get your fucking fat ass out of bed and you fucking put it in that goddamn bowl, or I will cut you. He's like, yeah, you'll cut me. Who cares about you cutting me? He's like, I'll also pee on everything you own. And at this point, like, and the cat eventually gets modified enough where he has his own hands and he becomes a chain smoker.
Yep, that's a cat.
Yeah. He's this chain smoking cat. It's like, fuck you. I fucking hate you. I fucking hate everything. You fucking world's meaningless, man. But there's something that's said at the very beginning of that book. He's kind of like Cat from Red Dwarf, but with a really bad attitude. Imagine like if Cat from Red Dwarf, instead of being, hey, wild and crazy guy, imagine instead he's like a pissed off punk rocker. Like that's the Cat from Accelerando. But one of the things that's said very early on in that book by a guy who it turns out isn't the main character, which is weird because the story actually starts in 2020. It's like 2017. I think it actually starts this year, but it goes into like the year 3000. And the character who is at the present moment in time is sitting there talking about the internet as it existed when the story was written, projected it just a few years into the future. And one of the things that character says really stuck with me. And he was like, look at the success of all of the internet companies that broke with the old model and gave their products essentially away. And look how they have succeeded. The old model is he with the means can charge whatever he wants. But the new model is only the generous survive. And he brings up all these examples, and one of the examples is the DVR. He brings up the example of the DVR, and he's like, why did the DVR fail? He's like, we don't know. He's like, because everyone was so worried about their IP and forcing people to see commercials. The one thing that everyone wanted the DVR for, the ability to skip commercials, was fucking almost ignored. But it was the main reason to have one. It's the main selling point of the DVR. I think, he talks about Google. Google doesn't charge you to search on its website.
Just steals all your information.
It steals your information. Yeah. He talks about that. He's like, that's how they get all your information. That's how they get everything. They just watch your patterns, but they don't charge you for the privilege of that. They don't charge you for the privilege of them ripping you off. And it's stuff like that. So when people are worried about every instance of their art being stolen, I am like, give up, burn your portfolio and stop. Because if you're worried about that, you don't have what it takes to be an artist. I'm sorry. You just don't. You know, do you want to defend yourself? Sure. But I got to tell you, in the information age, that ain't happening. Best thing you can do is come up with something that people want to buy. Or find a company, or find people who want to pay you for your work, for you. You know, but if you want to be paid for every single piece of work and every moment that thing is shown, whether you're a painter, a writer, a musician, or whatever, welcome to a relevancy town. Yep. Population U. If you just want to squeeze every dime out, because people won't do it. They won't do it. They won't give you a penny. They won't give you a penny unless you're willing to give it to them for free. Then all of a sudden people willing to give you $5 and $10 start showing up. Because now they've heard of you.
They've heard of you, they see your art, they think, well, I can get it for free, but I can also support him to make it more.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's the way the online economy works. And it's working that way increasingly more and more. For example, you pay for games on Steam, but you don't pay for Steam itself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pay for the server that holds the information that allows you to download and install the games and move them from between computer and computer. You don't pay for that. At least not directly. They don't nickel and dime you. All they do is take part of the transaction when you pay somebody else. That's how Steam operates.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you give EA $12 for a copy of like Black and White on Steam. Steam takes a cut, and that's how it gets its money. But if it sat there and tried to itemize every single fucking transaction and make it your problem, you'd never do it. Steam would never have succeeded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because who wants to pay extra for something somebody else can do for free?
Yeah, exactly. Like my favorite example of, oh my fucking God, I hate you, is what happens when I buy a game on Steam that has an exclusive, that has a deal with Microsoft. This is hell. Like, all the Arkham games are frustrating as fuck. Not to play, but just to install. Because they're like, well, you have to have a Windows Live account. I don't want a Windows Live account. I just want to play Arkham Knight. You know, like, okay, well, we gave you the account, and now you have to. I don't fucking want it. Okay, fine. Well, now it has to authenticate with Microsoft. I don't want to. I just want to play Arkham City. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's that was horrible. And all I found myself doing at the end of the day was going like, I never want a fucking Xbox. If I have to deal with this shit on a console, forget it. Fucking forget it. I ain't buying. Because I'm not playing a console to have a more complicated loading experience than the PC.
Yeah, you double load because first you have to load Steam.
Yeah.
Then you have to load Microsoft, and then you can play the game.
And you can play
hopefully,
the game. You're like, what?
If something doesn't fuck up in Microsoft.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I just constantly find myself wondering, why? You know, it's like, well, you know, we need to brand an IP, and I'm like, nobody cares. In fact, now I hate you. You know, now I don't want to buy from you because you're making my experience suck. Earlier today, CW changes its algorithm to detect ad blocking. Before, it worked, which was, hey, you got an ad blocker. We're not going to show you the show until you pause it or turn it off or whatever.
Okay.
And so it's like, you know, so ad blocker now is the pause feature, which is like, we suspend the operation of it so you can do whatever. You're like, okay, I'm going to watch Supernatural with the Countess, pause the ad block, turn the episode on, it'll play, and now Audi and Coca-Cola get to sell me shit. Fine, I'm willing to make that sacrifice, because that's the price I pay for watching these episodes on the CW itself. No problem.
Yeah.
The problem is CW went an extra mile and pulled a dick move this week, which is now it double and triple checks. So if you have it installed at all, it keeps giving you shit.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, what? I am not willing. This show is in its fucking 11th season, if not 12th. It is not so good that I want to uninstall ad blocker just to watch it on your fucking stupid website. You know, like, you can't do that. You can't do that. The audience will just leave. You know,
that's stuff that will kill you.
Yeah, I see it again and again and again and again. It was one of the problems that happened on Blip when they were like, well, we need to fucking curate this thing. And I'm like, no. Don't curate it. Don't fucking do that. Don't do that. You have to buy more servers. Increase the cost of the professional if you have to. You know, like, but don't throw people off to save server space. Server space is nothing. How is that going to save you money? It's a server farm fucking has more than enough goddamn memory.
It's short-term thinking.
A super short-term thinking. And the minute they started kicking people off, I was like, oh geez, this is not good. You know, what are you doing? What's going on? And it turns out it was all like part of the Maker buyout, and Maker's gone. Good. Maker Studios, kiss my ass. You know, that whole thing was bad from the start. Fuck those guys. You know, fuck them. What? I don't understand what they were doing. It's like they bought Blip, and then Blip bought Maker. And then Disney bought Maker, and the whole thing just stunk to high heaven. And you're just like, why are you doing this? And all of a sudden, Disney is putting their like young executives in charge of Maker, and you're like, do these guys know anything about internet? Because you're Disney, and I know you don't. I know for a fact you don't. Like, I still remember my friend who works at Microsoft, who is the liaison with the FBI. She's one of the liaisons with the FBI. And Disney, because to Disney's credit, they were very, very, very keen to deal with potential pedophilia issues with their own online stuff. You know, how to deal with it, like, you know, like on their forums and stuff, because this shit finds places to hide. You know, they're very concerned about this, you know, because you're Disney, you know, they're concerned with this. And, you know, because the last thing you want is for you to be associated with pedophilia. You do not want that. That shit is plutonium. So they're trying to go through it. And they go to her and they're like, hey, we'd like you to come and run ours. And she's like, okay, that's great. What have you got? What would I be working with? And they come to her with a stack of papers about like this big, you know, a 4-inch stack. It's like, yeah, this is all the information we've collected over the last 2 years. And she laughs. She's like, oh, you're not ready. They're like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, no, you're not ready to do this. You are truly not ready. You are not ready for the online world. You are not ready for streaming. You are not ready for any of this. You are not even ready for the thing that you already have. And they were like, how do you know? And he's like, that stack of papers, that's not even a day's worth of work for me. That is much less than crosses my desk on a daily basis. It is at least 3 times that every day that you need to be collecting. It's that much information. And how long did it take you to set up a system that caught this? They're like 2 years. She's like, you need to be able to do it every 2 months. Every 2 months, that system must be rebuilt. And they're just like, oh shit, like we didn't realize this. You're like, we didn't realize that the problem was that bad. And she's like, yeah, it absolutely is that bad. And they're like, why? Why is it that bad? And she's like, you don't know. You don't know. They have an information network. They're in your company right now, by the way. I could tell you who they are, except I can't. They're like,
and if they're not in your company, they will hire somebody to hack you and to find out the loopholes.
Yeah. But more than likely, they're in your company. And she was like, oh yeah, they're totally in your company. They're in your company right now. And they're like, how come you can't tell us? He's like, because it's an ongoing FBI investigation. I can't talk about it. You know, but just heads up. You know, just heads up. They're there. You know, so you're right to be concerned. You know, but you are not equipped to handle this. You are not equipped to find them. You are not equipped to ferret them out. You have to leave this to us. And they're like, okay, thank you for your time. So Disney uses methods that Disney is always at least 5 to 10 years behind the curve on everything. You know, you still there, man?
I'm still there.
Okay. Yeah. They're always 5 to 10 years behind everything. So when they bought Maker, I was like, what are you going to do with this? You know, Disney is not equipped to handle online content, like, at all. They have no idea. They don't even know how it works. Like, it's a magic thing that might make money to them. Like, well and truly. You know, and that's the way a lot of the old entertainment world feels about things like YouTube. You know, which is like, oh, it's the future, so we should do something with it. Well, how does it work? What does it do? It
we have
puts
no
things
fucking clue.
on internet. You watch on internet and it does thing. You watch on it. You know, this is why Netflix won. Because Netflix went in, they were like, we have technology that will allow for the mass streaming of content online, and we're looking to sell it to somebody.
Hey, Blockbuster, do you want to buy us?
Blockbuster, would you like to do this? And they're like, no. They're like, okay. Hey, Netflix, you know, those guys that you send discs through the mail, we want to set up a streaming service with you. Oh, well, that's interesting. We have a counter offer. We'll just buy your whole company. You know, it's like, okay, but you need someone to do all the work, you know, and develop and all that shit. Yeah, totally. You'll do it. We'll give you money and you'll do it. And they're like, oh, sure, we could do this. But, all right. You know, because a lot of the people who built that technology are like ex-Google people and shit. So they're really good. And so they built it. Netflix bought them. The rest is history. You know, Netflix was the first one to just be like, yeah, just watch our shit. You have a subscription.
Oh, wait, we have made a lot of money. You know what? We're going to make our own content now.
Exactly. And look, and look at that. Hey, the model. And I think I should close out with this. There it is, the model. Netflix is the model. Entertainment outside of the grasp of the advertisers. Netflix proved it could be done. Absolutely proved it could be done. And I think ultimately YouTube wants in on that space.
Let's hope they'll switch over to that pretty soon, because it's a shit show.
Well, it's going to be, it's a shit show at the moment, but YouTube is probably not going to have much of a choice. So I'm kind of hoping that what is happening is that the advertisers are trying to strangle YouTube for a better deal, and I'm hoping that blows up in their face. I hope it blows up in their face to the point where it's like, oh, we just lost an advertising avenue. And YouTube is still around and still doing well. It turns out that I'm hoping, I don't know exactly how that could happen, but I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping the advertisers eat fucking crow, you know, because at the end of the goddamn day, I am tired. I am fucking tired of advertising being the only thing, the only form of communication that is just completely unchallenged.
Yeah.
We let it go unchallenged. Why did
our
advertisements get more political? Why did they get more political? Because it's the only type of political talk that we'll tolerate. You know, hey, progressives, you like equality? Well, we support women in STEM. Aren't we awesome? You like women in STEM. You're not against women, are you? You love us. That's the hustle. That's absolutely the hustle.
It's normal to have women in STEM if
totally
they want to do
hustle. Yeah, totally. You know, it's like, well, then just then just do it. Just do it. I don't need to know how awesome you are. Who cares? You know, do you make something I care about? Why do I give a shit? You know, but no, it really is just basically there. I really feel like one of the things that is happening right now is because advertisement is now so political, and just take a really good look at it. More and more advertisers are going the politics route.
Just look at the new Pepsi ad.
Yeah, like the new Pepsi ad's the prime example. Like that was when my eyes were open to the fact that this was happening on that scale. Where I was like, oh shit, you know, this has just happened. This has just happened. If we allow commercials to be the only thing that is allowed to talk about politics, then all our political discussions will be advertisements, and that's it. That is it. You know, that's why I am not willing to bend. I'm willing to take it up the ass from I'm willing to take it up the ass from an advertiser for a fair price. But that's getting it for free. And nobody gets that for free. No one gets that. You know, because they don't get our freedom of speech for free. They don't get our right to speak. You know, they have their own. They don't get to take it away from us. You know, and so I find it very disturbing that so many people are like, well, you know, the advertisers have to make money. No, they don't. They can fail. They
should fail sometimes.
Oh, absolutely they should. Absolutely. You don't get to win all the time. Exactly. Yeah. And with that, I think we'll say goodnight. Dutch, thank you for joining me. It was great chatting with you.
It's all right. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. And remember, all y'all, Satan and I love you very much. Keep watching Fucked Up Movies, and we will see you next time, which will be on Sunday starting at 9 p.m. We will see you there, and I look forward to it.
See you guys.